E. Okie dokie. Whew, okay. Looks like everything's running as intended. Okay. Alright, so as the title says, we're playing Project 06 instead of Sonic 06. Oh, I let the video run. Oops. I will skip. Only because that video is in my brain. Hi Cricket, how's it going today? He got first. I will say I'm grateful that my controller works as intended with this. I did test it a little bit off stream. So I am aware that my controller works with this, which made me very happy because I didn't have to do any finagling. So we have it. And it also gives me a bit of faith that if I want to play other games on PC with a controller, this probably will work. Also, I hope the audio is okay. I've been trying to finagle with it for 20 minutes. Trying to make sure it's good, it's loud enough, but not too loud. I've actually never seen much gameplay of PS6, so I'm excited to play Spot the Difference of the gameplay. I played a little bit of it yesterday on a secondary file, that second save file, because I wanted to make sure that first it worked, and also that it was, everything was, that it worked with my controller. I have opinions, but I also want to play more. I want to play through what is available to flesh those out, because I have opinions on it, but I also feel like I need to replay. I want to play through all of it so I can understand why I think the way I do. I did get clued into something that's a very funny Easter egg in Kingdom Valley for Shadow's level, because I was shown a video. Someone sent me friend sent me a video because I was talking to them about it, and they said, "Oh yeah, check this out." And I was watching a video about this, and there's an Easter egg I want to find if I can help it. Also, there's no episode select, so this is not going to be like a... There's no story playthrough, it's just levels. But we do have all 3 characters available. We don't have last episode, though. So we have all 3 characters and I think all the levels. So we'll just start with Sonic and go, top to bottom. And then we'll go... Because we have... What is it? We have the 9 levels, and then we have... They give us extra levels, but I don't really know why we have them, so... We'll probably just play through the base levels. I think it's because it's the levels where you play as Tails by himself. Like the levels where you play as characters by themselves. Also, I hope the display doesn't lag too much. If it does, I have to turn the graphic settings down in-game. Because it looks like it's a little jittery for you guys, but it might be just fine on your end, but I have no idea. I will say the responsiveness of the controls is quite exceptional, because it's very touchy. It's very like you can just kind of feather things and you can move. And certain parts of the controls just feel they're very smooth movement. But I do think that one thing that's an interesting consequence of this is that they made Sonic faster overall, which is interesting because, like, you can really feel it when you're, cruising when you're playing this game, but it can sometimes be what's Sonic P06. So this is a fan remake of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. So the one we were playing last week, it was a team led by, I believe it's somebody named Chaos X. I think it's his tag. He led a team. Hey, Echo, how's it going? But he led a team on making a fan remake of Sonic 06. So this is it's made in Unity, and it's a remake of it with its own intricacies and intriguing details. As P06 feel like we just started. I have some opinions, but I'm like, I want to play more of it so I want to flesh them out, essentially. I guess it's the edited version. Basically. Which also Conquest, how's it going today? But it's one of those things where I'm trying to figure this out. Hi Julian, how's it going today? I'm trying to figure out my thoughts on it, but it's different. And they make some changes that I think are, you know, they're interesting changes, and other changes I think are, you know, it's like, okay, those could be classified as improvements. But it's also like, it's interesting because there's a lot of things in it where there's some stuff that I'm like, no, also that Chaos never played Sonic 06. I feel like that almost perturbs me a little. Wait, he never did? Wait. Are you serious? Like, he never actually played the game? That makes too much sense. Like, that, I don't know how to say that in a nice way, but that makes sense. Which is why he needs... Wait, what? Why would he need to remake it if he never played the game? What emotional connection does one have to a game if you've never played it? You. Because he wanted to play it. Seems like a very backwards way to play the game, because it seems kind of like it's available, and it was available in a bunch of places, and I mean, I got my copy for like 10 bucks. So I don't know, maybe I don't know, that's... Ow. This is fine. This is fine. He lives in Brazil. Ah, I see. Never mind. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense then. Well, at least that makes sense in terms of he couldn't find a physical copy. Access is insane. No, yeah, definitely not. But I feel like that might be I feel like the fact that he's never played the game might actually give me the information I needed to figure out why it... I'm trying to, like, word it well. It's like a lot of the things that are different in this game from the original feel like somebody took the comments that people have had over the last decade plus on the game, on the original game, and what's wrong with the original game, and just changed those things without considering what that meant. For better or for worse, he changed a bunch of stuff. And it's like, I can't say that like I can't say that every change is categorically equal and if it's good or bad. Because I think some of them are, some of these changes are fascinating more than anything. But one thing I have noticed is that every character in the game is inherently just faster. Like the baseline, every character's faster than they were in the original. And I feel like sometimes that works for its benefit. Other times it works to the game's detriment. If that makes sense. Because they didn't change the levels much. They only changed the issues within those levels. Which is not the same as fixing the levels. They fixed the issues within the levels, but they didn't change the core of what those levels are and what that means. And what that means for the level design. Which is interesting because it has ramifications for the level design that were not intended. Namely that the levels are not made, like some levels are just not made for characters to be zooming through them. Like in the same way that this Sonic does. Like things are definitely more readable. I think that's because modern textures are a lot sharper. It's a lot easier to see edges and stuff. And with sharper textures and things like this, it's a lot easier to see the edges of things. But some of the inherent core issues in the level design, or the inherent goodness of the level design, are only amplified when you've changed the character's movement. And I think that with this game in specific, like I think especially with Sonic, I can feel it that when you take a character who's already like blindingly fast and then make them faster in a level that's built for his base speed, it kind of shortens the experience down in ways that were not intended. Okay. I also have to remember that they don't make X is not the button to... Yeah, see, it's like that was only 2 minutes. It wasn't... It's very easy to just blast through a level, which is not... It's not inherently bad. It's just that it changes how the levels feel. And it certainly also makes... I think the speed changes, it's more evident in Silver's campaign when we get there. In fact, this Unity also completely changed how the models work. Yeah, and the physics, it's no longer using the Havoc engine for the physics. So the physics also fundamentally changed. And I think that Chaos X and the team did a good job of trying to replicate it, but there are inherent differences in how the calculations are being done. And also, that's also true for lighting and for other aspects of the design. The way that Unity handles things is fundamentally different than any in-house engine that Sega had at that time. And I think that is really important to consider.
This is a pretty cool
also, I will say I want the snowboard sections. Yeah, I will say of all things he couldn't fix, the snowboard is just. He added a little button so you could give yourself some speed, but I don't. You gotta remember the Sonic isn't medical because you sure can't help but go fast. Like you just climbed a platforming challenge without considering the timing because the edge was able to be walked on in a way that would, I guess, wasn't an Hedgehog engine. Actually, funny thing, the that like jumping thing I was doing with Elise on those ledges, that was in the original game, and this is something that I've noted is interesting about Chaos X's philosophy with this game, is that the levels are almost generally, except for like minor aesthetic touches and minor differences in the functionality, the levels are one-to-one with the original game. Like the levels here are one-to-one with the original game, which means that he basically recreated the levels without I don't know if he considered how that would factor, because the levels themselves are exactly the same. And that means that if you change the speed of a character, without touching the area they travel, I think I've talked about this before, that if you double the speed of a character but don't touch the level is half as long. Like that distance is suddenly shorter because you've made a character faster. Whee!
Okay, let's head straight to Eggman's base.
And I think that that's something that I don't know if Chaos and his team considered it. And it might be because they don't want to change things about the game's design on that level. Later, Tails. And I wonder if it's because they want to keep it faithful to the original vision of the game, or if they are trying to keep it close to what the game was. But I don't know. It's kind of a curious thing, all things considered. Where do I go? Ah, that's right. He also does give you a lot of the. They do also give you a lot of the power-ups, like without any work. I do know though that there is the gems are found in the levels. You can always ask Chaos X like on Twitter. Probably could, honestly. I didn't really consider just like. I guess it's one of those things where I didn't really consider just like literally asking the dev himself to like. I was like, hey, how does this? Why is this? I think that's usually because I don't tend to think about asking the devs about stuff. I don't know. It's like because I usually like. It's just because I focus in on figuring stuff out on stream. Up I go. Over the wall I go. Hello. He did also give Tails his spin thing back from Sonic Adventure 1, which I think that is a nice change, because it gives Tails more functionality than when he just had the kind of dinky bomb throwing. Oh god. Wait, what? Okay, that's not great. That's not great for me, at least. Oh, I could just skip that. Okay, never mind. Whee. But this is another example of the unintended consequences of. Uh-oh. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, another one of those, the unintended consequences of just keeping the level design as is, but changing parameters. I was able to skip, I think, most of the level by just having additional functionality. It's like, oh, cool, I have this thing that lets me jump super high, and I can also... The boosting from the spin dash really screws up the level design when you're able to just jump over stuff like that.
Just made it.
But it's... I had thoughts. It's like I remember thinking that like there was something about the way that this particular version of Sonic 06 feels that is maybe it's because I've been playing Sonic 06 and I've gotten used to its physics, but
Don't be late. You're talking to me?
there's something interesting about the way that the game functions that doesn't make sense to me. Like there's something about it that feels off, and I think, and it's like, I don't know, and I think it's mostly just because the level design and the character design don't match.
It's gonna blow up.
Like, the characters are still very much... Like, the characters are a massive difference, but the levels are one-to-one with just, like, the most glaring issues have been fixed. Which is interesting. Because it has unintended consequences when you fix a bunch of stuff, but you don't change certain things to fit those... Uh-oh. Well, that's not great for me. But I think it's I think the characters are where it's the most fascinating to look at the design of them and seeing how they inadvertently change the game as a whole. Ow. I like that my brain just forgets the important stuff with this level. But I also think that I do think to some end, I think the...
Watch out! It's gonna blow up.
I think the graphical changes don't... They're not... It's like, I don't know. For me, it's like graphics have never been the mark of a good game. So no matter how pretty it is, it's like, well, how does it play? Because this game, it's like, yeah, I can look at screenshots of this and gameplay of it all day and be like, oh yeah, it looks really pretty. But that doesn't... Like, I guess it's just because of the specific type of game designer and like player I am that graphics have never really been my... Like, I can appreciate really well-designed graphics, and it's mostly optimization that I'm really excited about. Because something can look really pretty, but getting a really pretty thing that is also in, like, you know, it's not intensive on your computer, that to me is the hallmark of skill. Like, you can make something look really pretty, but if it only runs on the highest end computer, nobody can play it. You know, you only get like so many people who can play it. But you open it up to the public when you make a game that is... When you make a game that... Oh god. I almost really borfed that one. Me.
The whole city's on fire.
But it's fascinating because the levels themselves, the layout isn't... They don't change the layout on much of anything. Which has interesting consequences when you're looking at the whole game. Especially with how Sonic moves. Because Sonic's speed his speed and acceleration are different. And I find that fascinating. Also, how's it looking on your guys' end? I hope it's not like too... Because I keep looking over and I see it stutters now and then. And I'm kind of wondering if I need to turn the graphics down. Because my computer's pretty high end, but it's not like... It's more a performance workhorse than a workhorse of, like, it's not like max power. Ew. Probably should have grabbed that, but that's okay. It's a little crunchy. I will probably have to... You can still know what's going on, right? I'll probably have to turn the... I'll probably turn the graphics down after Crisis City, then. Because it seems like it's slowing down a little bit. I should probably fix that up a little bit. It's mostly the fact that they, for some reason... No stuttering. Ah, I see, okay. As long as it looks good to you guys, I think it's fine. Then I don't have to touch it, but... Oh god. Well. Okay.
This lamppost. Maybe I can swing on it.
I do think it's. Oh god. Whoa, 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 whoa. Game! Game, let me out. Game, please. I like that this game trades one set of problems for a different set of problems. I think that is probably one of this particular. It's like this remake's interesting situation is that it's like it fixes a bunch of the biggest problems and then creates different ones that the developer, like, there's no way that even the guys making the remake, there is no way that they could anticipate every single problem though. And that's the life of a developer though. You can't anticipate every single problem. You can only like find what you find in testing. And if your testing's really comprehensive, then yeah, you'll be able to find a bunch of them, but not. I love how unenthusiastic that Yahoo is. He goes, Yahoo! One thing I heard that KSX did was add back voice lines that wouldn't activate but might have been useful. That is also one that that's one I've noticed in this game a lot, is that there's a lot of voice lines that are just added that, like, I was like, that's pretty cool. It does seem like he put the paintbrush though to it at times, because like that Yahoo sounded really unenthusiastic, but ow. Oh god. Oh, oh no, I'm not dead. We're good. We are so good. I appreciate the Pepsi Man style, the Pepsi Man style rings is very funny though, where it's like, you don't know where the rings are gonna be. Oh god.
Here comes a billboard.
Oh god. Okay. Ooh. No, we're good. We're so good. There we go. Pepsi Man. That's the thing. I call it Pepsi Man because I remember that was where 3D platformers first started doing it. This version of the level is a lot more forgiving than the original. I remember you having to perfect it. Basically, yeah. I also had to do the section with the platforming. You had to do that and the Mach speed section at the same time. You had to do them one after the other or you'd fail. I think the Mach speed sections are where the game feels the strangest to me. Because they almost feel like, and I don't want to say that it's too forgiving, because that seems like a dumb thing to say, but it's also, it's interesting because I think it's because of the fact that when you strip away all of the issues, it really does. Oh, hey, the Final Fantasy 15 volcano. But it really does sort of play itself in certain places, which is interesting. But I think that's more a consequence of the Mach speed sections and how they were designed originally in the first place, not really the remakes. It's definitely nothing that the remake did. That's just, if you take away the issues of the Mach speed section, it does make it a lot, it's a hell of a lot easier to do. And that is not a good or bad thing, that is just different. Whee! But it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of interesting stuff that comes up because of changes to how the characters work. But I do think Crisis City feels really good, which I think is important. I think the homing attack also having a shorter cooldown. Oh god. Is it weird that like in my head this is actually a little harder for me to see? Is that weird? Like seeing the footing. Actually, yeah, this is exactly the same in terms of the movement. Ow. It's the same in terms of the movement in the original, but he just changed he changed the presentation of this, which I don't know, that section always confuses me. I do like that they changed that the lava isn't just you lose all your rings, it's you lose them one at a time, but I got confused. Again, there are changes in here that I think are really good. And then there's also changes that I think... I almost think that there's some things that should have been changed, but it's not like a... It's not a facet of, oh, this is wrong. It's more just, it's an interesting observation. I think the big one for me is that the level design is one-to-one with the original. And that intrigues me because I got confused, another Hecko biography. Truly. I mean, we saw with Fear 1 where that I will spend a good chunk of the game not knowing where I am and being a real threat to society when I do know where I am. Like, truly. It is a very different situation when I know where I am. Which is interesting because Sonic games, I always know where I am. I just don't know why I'm there. Not always. Ow. I thought I could beat him to it with the spin dash, but I could not. But it's like, it's interesting because the way that this... Again, it's also, you know what I just realized? That's an interesting thing that I didn't catch until just now. I didn't catch it till just now. This game does the thing that Sonic 06 did. Sonic Shadow, let's head in the volcano with enthusiasm will never not make me chuckle. Actually, you're right. He really does just go, let's go in the volcano, Tails. Come on, let's go. He did, oh, he changed the camera angle. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, never mind, you can break it. I appreciate that you can break it. Oh, I did have to turn off one thing. Stay off the spicy red water. You right. Okay, oh, this is actually... This is wholly different. That's very good. Oh, God. God. Stop. I keep thinking whenever I'm on a solid surface, I can move. Oh, God. Stop. Game, please. Alrighty. And switch. But I think the fact that the levels are... he changed the functionality within the levels, but not the level layouts themselves. I find that fascinating just because it's... When you change the character's movement speed and their abilities, everything feels so different. Oh, God. Okay, so how do I Knuckles? Oh, we got the Shitrock Diaz. Damn. Hello, excuse me. Oh. I remember it only by that name. They did improve Knuckles a fair bit. I give him that. Oh, God. But the thing I was saying earlier was that a lot of Sonic games nowadays have a thing where momentum is carried even when you're not... Like, momentum basically works no matter what. What am I missing? I'm missing 2. You go find them. But momentum is carried even when you go over ledges. And I think that sometimes... I think Sonic 06 confused the crap out of me with that when we were playing it, when I would run at a ledge and then not actually go over the ledge with my speed. Because you'd lose your speed when you go over a ledge. And the P06 does the same thing. You have to maintain momentum by jumping. And I find that interesting, because that's a change that later Sonic games made that I thought was pretty good. Also, yeah, you can do this again. Whew. I think the spin dash... I think the spin dash working as it does, where it works like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2's spin dash, I think it causes unintended issues with the levels. Again, a lot of my notes are just the levels are really different when you... I guess it feels weird. I guess it kind of a bizarre statement to say that the levels function differently. This is Knuckles and I'm back. I've been away from I'm back to kick some butt at Wild Canyon. But I
just made it.
I've seen a lot of I did some research, at least in terms of like how people feel about Project 06. I feel conflicted seeing people consistently saying that it's just like flat out objectively better, and I'm like, is it? In some places, certainly, I can agree that there are market improvements that are like objectively better, but I also think it's like, but some things are just different. Like it trades one issue for another. Also, I do think that this level, I did check out this level in my testing, and holy crap, this level is massively improved compared to its original. This level, I think changing how certain things function. I think the mock speed sections where it feels the best. But this level, I definitely think is. But I don't know if everything is like. I don't know if everything's better. I just know that this level feels really nice now. Ew. The only the thing I said earlier though is that the only downside with this is that
there's gotta be a switch somewhere.
Is that the way that the characters are designed now, it further de-incentivizes ever dealing with enemies because you can cruise. Excuse me. Where dealing with enemies almost feels like you're doing something wrong. I did not. Is that a bad thing though? It's not. Here's the thing. I can't say it's like inherently good or bad, but it's different. And I think that the trouble is that it means that enemies mean nothing, which the original game with how it was laid out and the speed and the way that speed affected how you move through the level, like the way that the speed that you move through and how that affected how you would, go about getting through the level. The fact that it's so wildly different and that you can ignore enemies means that a lot of the enemy placement feels redundant. And I think that can sometimes mean that there's a lot of stuff that it means that the level design isn't built for the speed that you've been given now. I gotta be a little bit more careful with this one because the Mach speed is still, like, they made Mach speed a lot faster, which comes with its own concerns. Namely, it's the fact that with Mach speed being this much, whoa, like stuff like this, like, there's like all this cool level design and it goes to waste because the speed of the character is so much greater that you can ignore it. And that really just kind of like means like, okay, well maybe you should, whoa. Uh-oh. But it means that I think, like, at least from what I understand, then it might do the team well to consider, just consider changing the layout of the levels to better highlight how, like, these cool changes. Because it almost feels like it does the mechanics that they fixed a disservice to keep them restrained by the level design that came before it. Okay, I can do this skip again, which is hilarious. But again, it means that you have to. I think that the devs might want to consider changing the level design to better reflect how cool their stuff is. Because that's what's it feels weird. It kind of feels bizarre to say it like this, but even if Sonic 06 had a lot of issues, it still understood. Might as well ask them to make a new game with the same mechanics at this point. I mean, they reasonably should. Like, that's not a bad thing to say, because it kind of feels like with the mountain of changes that are slowly growing that they've made, it sort of, it came to mind that philosophical question of the ship of Theseus. If you change enough of it, is it still the same thing? And I feel like with this game in specific, if you take out the core of a Sonic game and change it fundamentally, you kind of created something new. I think with this game in specific, with Sonic 06, changing out a ton of stuff, it kind of feels like, okay, well, you might as well have just changed some aspects of it just to kind of like make it new. Also, okay, so this one's already massively different. Where am I? But it does... Whoa. I lost all my speed. Again, it's like ledges.
It looks like you can grab that bar. If you jump when the light is glowing, you may be...
Ow. I don't know why I didn't even... my brain just went, nope, that's not a threat. But again, I think the... Getting rid of... Because a lot of the platforming in Sonic games comes from dealing with enemies. And using enemies to get around. So I think that by removing the necessity to deal with them in any meaningful way, it kind of feels like you don't... It kind of feels like you just skip a bunch of things rather than actively dealing with them. So it makes me wonder if they lengthened out certain they extended the length of certain sections. Or changed the way that... I don't know why, but grinding with Elise in hand is very funny. There's something very funny about that. Oh god. I think especially when we get to silver, in this case it's kind of looking as photos, videos of ships of Theseus and making a replica with sleeker and some extra bells and whistles. Right, like, because as we found out, as we just learned, like, Chaos X was working off of what they clearly have never actually played the game. So they're working on visuals and what people have shown them, not from that handheld experience. I should probably get that checkpoint just in case. At this point, I never know. Truly. Whoa. I will say I'm very happy I turned off motion blur now. So one thing I turned off without ever touching it was motion blur, because motion blur is one of the few things in video games that makes me actively motion sick. It's very weird.
Elise, are you all right?
Yes.
Yes. I do. It is. It's like the dialogue still makes me chuckle. But it's... Hello. Turtle. Save me from my sins. How do I... What the... How does this work? How do you go up this? Go up. You know what? We'll just go this way. It's fine. Motion blur and ambient occlusion I turn off always. Yeah, motion blur always just... Bleh. I think it's something to do with when there's too much of it, my brain just does not compute.
Nice.
Alrighty. But I think that with this, there's a lot of changes that I think were done before.
I'm so happy.
I think with a lot of change, God, that dialogue, man, it always hits me. It's great. But certain changes, I feel almost... It's like they were made and then they were like, oh yeah, you can get through the level better now, but inadvertently that means that the level itself is just the level's lengths and distances and the way that check marks and landmarks work.
We don't have time. Let's get to Elise right away. All right.
He just takes off. The effects on Silver are crazy, by the way. He has so much stuff going on at all times. But I think because like I said, the way the level is laid out changes based on the characters you're playing as. Whew. Yeah, but like I said, I think like graphically, it's like, oh yeah, I don't know, I'm the worst person to ask about, like, because if a game is pretty, it's like I can be like, oh yeah, that looks really pretty. Like, it almost feels like it's too obvious when I go, oh yeah, game's pretty. Like, this is a very great example of if you know what to add to make a project pretty, like, you know how shaders work, you understand how all these different graphics programming methods work. You're making tortillas by hand? Oh, that sounds amazing. Have fun with that. That's gonna sound great. That's gonna taste great. Sounds great to me right now. Jeez. But when you know all those tricks, it kind of feels like, yeah, of course you can. Howdy, hey user, how's it going today? How's it going? Up. I think God, I love that the eagle... I like that the eagle just kind of is. Not great, I'm sick. Aw, I hope you get better soon. Ugh. I think the worst kind of sickness is when one thing is just like, bleh. Like when it's something's like... that's the best way to put it. Okay, silver. Yep, silver. So this is gonna be... So silver has... I am aware of what silver can do. Silver has straight up some of the most nonsensical changes. In sense of like... I think him being this much faster can be problematic.
I think I could knock that structure down.
Ow. Because silver is way faster. Let's look at this.
I can grab missiles with my psychokinesis and throw them back to make them explode near the enemy.
Yeah. But I find it interesting because it means that like every single one of Silver's sections is suddenly now fundamentally different. Oh god, I died. I do like the water reflections, they look nice. I think I'm also rushing because it just, I think this is one thing that, no! Yeah, the voice line. But it's like, he's working from the voice lines in game, so I can't like, I can't really begrudge the creator of this version. I can't begrudge him for using it like this though, because the voice lines, it's like, yeah, they're exactly from the game. They're very fun. Also, man, it's fun to hear them again though. And grab and throw. But I think Silver's speed is especially where that changing how the character feels without touching the level design, I think that's especially evident with him. Because he was not a fast character, and his sections were not built for speed. And that, I think, it causes some interesting consequences when you look at how the character moves through his own levels.
I'll take care of all of you.
And yeet. Also, yeah, the way that Silver's movement is changed also means that he can essentially bypass a bunch of stuff that he wasn't able to really get around without, you know, some real finagling. I've been using that word a lot today. I don't know why. The term finagle is in my brain. I don't know what the deal is. Oh my god, he moved. Oh! He is moving. Yeah, and it comes down to also the cooldown on the cooldown of the homing attack being faster. Like, it's a shorter cooldown time. Also means that you suddenly move through enemies a lot quicker, and it has some interesting consequences when it comes to the way that you zoom. Your Newman is very fast. Because you certainly go fast. Where am I? Wait a minute, I went the wrong way. Hello. How did I do that? Yeah, because some of these enemies you can just... But some of these changes are just, you know, categorically good. You know what I mean? Oh god, whoa. That lagged out a little bit. I think some of the changes, like the ability, like the camera change. I think the camera changes, you know, the ability to, where the game will just make sure that you know where you're going and how to get, and, you know, trying to point you in the right direction. I think that's really good. Because those are changes that help keep the player moving. And that's pretty cool. Pew. And the speed of it though is just insane. And he added yeah, you can do momentum stuff with that now. The momentum, like, he did a lot of the momentum stuff from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Which is fascinating because applying them to this game means that you suddenly have a lot of options to break the game in new ways. Which I can wager that speedrunners probably really enjoy, because it means that you just, like, I feel like the more broken a game is, the more ways you can break the game and get away with things. I think speedrunners really like that. You know, it's like having an understanding that, man, some speedrunner's gonna miss this if I take it out. I think a great example of it is something that actually got added back into a game because for that, you know, express reason, was sword tech, as it's known in Halo, I believe it's Halo 3.
That's a lot of enemies.
Because in Halo 3, you could do this thing that lets you, like, it's a glitch, but you can kind of just break the game in this special way with like using a scoped weapon, and then using a scoped weapon and switching to a sword, you can like launch yourself across the maps. But it's stuff like that where if you take out a glitch that people really like, oh god, wait, oh god. I forgot that you're not supposed to jump there. Actually, this one feels like a great example of what I was just talking about, where the speed of Sonic has suddenly shifted. I actually have to slow down, because I was going fast enough where I actually outpaced where I was going. Oh god. But yeah, the sheer speed that Sonic can build up now it's insane. Because they made it so you can go even faster than the original game was capable of. Which is technically impressive, but also it can have consequences on... Oh yeah, that's right, you have to go up. Blech. Actually, it's funny because the water walls still make my brain hurt a little bit. Very modern water. It definitely is very PC intensive, though, for all this to be running, though. And I think the interesting thing about this particular remake, this project, is that it wouldn't be replicable on consoles. Which I think would limit, if somebody, like, you know, say Sega actually did make something just like this for a new Sonic game. Or any game by, you know, any franchise they wanted, really. I feel like this would be the kind of thing where it would, like, the sheer technical necessity of it might cause issues for widespread distribution. Especially given how hardware interacts with software. I imagine that there'd be issues they'd have to field test within each version. Whereas this one only has one version to really worry about. And I think that is a boon that this has that the original version just couldn't have. Because a multi-platform release is not easy to handle. And the more versions of a game you have, the more that compounds.
No problem.
I will say the fact that we're already almost through Sonic's, we're already through almost all of Sonic's missions, and we haven't even hit the hour mark, kind of concerns me. Kind of feel like this is more of a capstone to. It kind of feels like this is more a capstone to Sonic 06 than we're going to be playing this for multiple streams.
If I slide, I can squeeze through.
How do I slide? You can do that. Oh, whoops. Oh god. I was like, where did I go? What did I do? But oh god. Ow. How do I slide? Just that? Oh, okay, it's just spin dash, I see. This is what your brain was telling you when you said you could beat all Sonic Heroes in Sunday stream, no problem. Do you have any thoughts on the announcement of Pokemon ZA? I do. Give me a moment so my brain can comprehend them. But hold B to running to slide. Oh, I see. Thank you, Emeraldo. Also, how's it going? Let's see. Actually, you know what? That's a fair point, Crooked. But I feel like with this, this might actually be legitimate. But we'll see. Well, I won't hold my breath on it though. But you're right. It's going. Well, that's good. As long as it's going. What the? Oh god. Don't really need to, because I can just do this. Oh, hit the switch, maybe? Oh no, there's just another one. But Pokemon ZA. Pokemon Legends ZA. Man's went up.
Looks like I can grab the handle to move.
Pokemon ZA looks really... Oh, I see. That door is still locked according to this. I see. Let's go. But Pokemon ZA, I meant more like this game's breezy gameplay is what you pictured Heroes was going to be. Yeah, basically, actually, no, you're right. Actually, yeah, you're exactly right. This is pretty much what I thought was gonna happen when we played Heroes. No, you're right.
If I get on this ball,
I think I like got it inverted.
Be careful not to fall.
Oh, the ball does not have interesting. The ball's inertia is stronger. It does not have the... You don't have to hold back on anything to make it move. I see. That's interesting. But Pokemon ZA, the new Legends game that got announced. There's a timing on this. Okay. But the... Oh, it's a life-based thing. I see. You get more than one try. That's interesting. But the... my brain's really trying to work on this. But the Pokemon ZA, I think... The trouble is that we're kind of too early to know anything about gameplay. Which I think to me feels like a little sad, because it means that we don't have... Like, because, you know, we were only shown a concept. We were shown essentially what the concept of the game is going to be, which is that it's, you know, Generation 6, focused on when, I believe it looks like it's going to be Lumio City being formed, which would imply to me, and with the way that they were showing the city plans, because they were showing plans for the city and its buildings, and it kind of appeared to me like a turn-of-the-century style game is in the works. So I'm going to... My current guess is that it's something like... More like turn-of-the-century style aesthetics and legends. Which is interesting because I don't think we've seen much industrial era Pokemon. Because, you know, it's like... It's not really something that you'd think would happen, but it had to have happened at some point. Why are you still moving? That platform wanted to really give me a heart attack. Actually, wait, what am I doing with platforms? I can fly. I could just cruise for some reason. But I think ZA looks very interesting. I think it'll be... I think the fact that maybe it's just because I think it's funny. The fact that everybody was predicting Let's Go Johto or, you know, 10 million other different things that could have been what was going to happen, and the fact that nobody got it right, I don't know, there's something funny to me about that. You know, it feels more like... It feels like somebody at Game Freak and Creatures knew, yeah, we know, there's thousands of people that we can mess with if we do it this way. So we should do that. Like, obviously the ideas could be entirely disconnected, but it's almost like I like to think somebody's like me, where there's just that slight hint of spite, like generating that level of, like, that particular idea. Like, you know, it's like everybody's excited. Everybody's really like up in arms about, oh, it needs to be you know, oh, the Gen 5 remakes. It's gonna happen. It's like, is it? Is it really? Oh god. I always forget where you're supposed to go in this section. I always forget where I'm supposed to go. Actually, this feels like the... Oh wait, no, it's the... Wait, no, I'm an idiot. It's just these ding-dongs. This way. This way. I assume the Z is Zygarde, but I don't know what the A means. I mean... I don't know. I guess if I had to theorize, it would be... Well, wait, what was the guy's name? The big dude from X and Y who had the full baby who was really sad. Like the big dude. I forget his name, but the big guy. I do not remember his name, but... Ew. But if I had to guess, it'd probably be something about, like, him, if I had to theorize. Because going back any amount of time, people are going to think that he's going to show up, so... Oh god, why? Oh, never mind. But I do wonder how the game... I'm curious how they're going to organize the game this time. Whoa. Ow. Oh, I got past one of the doors. Oops. I have to focus for a bit. But I think the one that I'm actually it's kind of bad of me, but I think
Sonic, we're out of time. Get on this ball. I'll take care of the rest.
I think the thing I'm most excited about right now, though, if I'm being honest, is I kind of am excited more about the card game because I think it's only because it's 2025. That's gonna be 2025 before Legend ZA comes out. And that's why I'm not as focused on it right now. Like, I think it's a fun... Like, it's a very fun idea and a fun concept. His name is AZ, according to Google, so... So his name is AZ, and the game is called ZA, so... That makes sense. I could reasonably say that it's probably going to be about him. Or at the very least, something regarding him, so that's going to be very interesting. Whee! Heck. There it is. So I think it's safe to say that that's probably going to be part of the story at the minimum. There's a lot of robots. Knuckles, I don't think you understand robot. Making robots is very easy if you have mechanized construction. And the spin dash can just let you go nuts. Look at that. You just zoom. So, but I kind of almost want to... I feel like with specifically with Legend ZA, I feel like it's going to be one of those games that I almost stay blind to until it's finally out. Because I haven't heard of a platform to play the actual Pokemon TCG since the cartoons that had Master show you how to play the game looked in an official capacity. Yes. And the card game, the mobile card game, I think, in my opinion, is the most exciting thing because we have, at least for every other card game that is on the market right now, for at least the playable card games, there is at least a video game equivalent that lets you learn the rules in the rules are enforced and concrete way. Like obviously Yu-Gi-Oh has Master Duel. We've played that on stream a number of times. Magic has Magic the Gathering Arena. I don't know if there's a format yet for playing Commander online. If there is, I gotta look into it because I would love to play that. Magic the Gathering Commander is my favorite with Magic because it's more, for me, it's more fun. I think it's just my favorite thing. But Cloudy, how's it going today? But even the Dragon Ball Super card game and the One Piece card game have mobile equivalents. I think they're not as well fleshed out because I haven't heard many people talking about it. I have food and juice. Oh, this is excellent. All right, well, we have finished Sonic's campaign. Also, we're at the hour mark, so how is everyone's week going? I've been working really hard. Next week, I should have tidings on the book and the music album coming out. Hopefully around the same time, but that's gonna be really good. I'm really excited about that. We're gonna play Shadow next. But I'm very excited about that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, I get to play a Shadow. I think Shadow has some... As I recall, he has new moves, but I have not yet figured out how they work. He still has his lasers, though. But I think the Pokemon trading card game getting a playable format that is not reliant... like an online game that allows you to play with the rules being enforced... I think that's great because that means that people will be able to learn the game and get into it that wouldn't have otherwise been able to play it. And I think that's nice. It's one of those things where I think making it more accessible by making it a application on a phone means that more people will be able to learn and play these games. I do like that they give that homing attack connection. Heck. It's very easy to match the button as Shadow, though. That's very fast. Just thoughts. This Pokemon ZA may be about AZ. Will we witness fight in the Kalos War and see AZ fire the big flower weapon cannon thing? Oh, actually, user, that's a fair point. That's a good point. That would be scary. Wait, turn of the century. Wait, turn of the century style aesthetics, city sketching. The city of, like, Lumio City is based on Paris. The Eiffel Tower wasn't built until 1897. So that means that if it was being built before a war happened, that would mean that there'd be about a decade before. Oh, wow, that's awful. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I happen to know this part of history. I happen to be very familiar with French history. Wait a minute. Well, won't that be just a fun ball of angst? Also, wow, you really can just skip the level. I will say the fact that you could just skip the level is insane. But I do think that the... God, why are their eyes so glossy? I just realized their eyes reflect the world around them. That is scary. That is worrying. Okay, so I do know... I think... Where do I... I need to find the buggy. Can I break this game? Question becomes, can I break it? But that could be really important. But with the trading card games, I think it's very important to have your learning either with somebody who knows what they're doing, or you have to. Oh, hey, buggy. Here it is, the Tonka truck. Okay, the Tonka truck, I will say, they neutered this thing. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's like, I don't know, something about it feels wrong. It's like, it's so rigid. It doesn't bounce. There's no bounce. Where is my goofy bouncing with this thing? Okay, now the question is, can I land the shots from here? That's 2. Okay, that's 3. I do appreciate, though, the detail of Shadow has to put his arm back and he has to look behind him when he's... Can I land this from here? Oh, God. I think I can. Oh, yeah, I absolutely can. Well, I don't need to leave this area at all to get this. Or that guy, apparently. Okay, now we can leave. That feels like I skipped... Like, this is actually... Heck yeah. I feel like this level is like a great example of... You can... With the new functionality and the way that the game works, you can skip so much of the game. Inadvertently. There's all that extra level space that doesn't matter? Which sounds like a bad way to put it. I don't like putting it like that. It feels like... It makes it so that there's a lot of the level you can excise without issue because you've gotten rid of the necessity to even traverse it. Even then, it's not 100% clear what the incentive is to explore it. Also, yeah, this thing is fast. Look how fast this thing goes. Yeah, I'm just firing stuff to see explosions at this point. And we're done. See, like the hang glide section, you're just done. You know, it's really fast. It's kind of insane how fast you can just kind of zoom. Hello, Rouge. Okay, this thing... Okay, this, I appreciate this. This, I appreciate. Look at this. So, they added the radar to the top of the screen, and it functions like Sonic Adventure 1's radar, not Sonic Adventure 2's radar. Which means that you can find all 3 of them at a time. Which is very cool. I need rings. Ring. Give me the ring. Give me the lamp. Okay, we're good. Wheel. Okay, we're good. We're so good. Ow. Oh, the fire has a hitbox. I did not know that. That did not compute in my brain. Question, can I cheese this in any way? Oh, I can. Hooray. But again, like I mentioned earlier, I feel like there's some things that these changes do that alter the level design and its purposes. And I think that can lead to some really cool things, and it can also lead to some unintended consequences. And consequences aren't always... Oh, damn, discovering fire indeed hurt. It took me so many years, but I did indeed learn that fire bad. Listen, man, when you're a librarian, you only read about fire. You don't ever actually deal with it. And if you ever do, then you're, like, saving the books rather than trying to deal with the fire itself. The true necessity. You need to focus on what's important, which is saving the books first. This is no good. Where is this again? Where is it? Oh, it's definitely this way, then. I think Rouge being this fast is really confusing for me. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's up there. It's just up there. Okay, never mind. Fire of Alexandria begs to differ. That is probably one of the biggest tragedies, though. I asked a friend if Arena has a commander format, and the response is that they don't really. They have Brawl format, which is describing as commander, but worse, but cards rotate out of being legal like they do in Standard. Also, Arena only supports 1v1, where Commander's typically best experience with more than 2 players. Commander's at its best when you have 4. Commander is best when you're playing 4 players. That is definitely the case. Like, just wholesale. You should be... Like, if you... Like, the best Commander gameplay is when you have 4 players. I think more than 4, the game goes too long. Less than, like, 3 or 1-on-1, it's not really the same. I think 3 is okay because it's shorter games, but it's still like, eh. I definitely agree with your friend, though, that it's better. I think Commander's also better because you have a larger card pool, because pretty much every card is legal except for stuff that makes infinites. That like basically makes, if it's 1 or 2 card infinite combos, they're not legal. And it's like, all right, that makes sense. Because Commander's meant to be more like a party game. Like, you know, you have 4 people playing and you're just having fun. Wait a minute. Is this where you... There? Is he in here? Okay, I am gonna take a detour because there is something I was told, I learned about that I want to see. Is it... Wait, it might be up there. It might be up there. Hang on. There is something I learned about that I want to see if I can find. Hang on. Are you in there? Oh, wait. Go back. Oh. I see him. Look how big he is. Oh, there he goes. Never mind. Okay, well, that was fun. I'm happy I got to see that. Thank you, game. I learned about that one, and that one makes me happy. Here's the thing. I may have my gripes with this project and the game. I have made my comments. However, I will not say that like it is bad. I will say, though, that you're looking for Big the Cat for a sec. I wish. That would have been funnier. He just Big the Cat rises out of the water like a freaking demon. That'd have been scary as heck. But it's like, I've mentioned that, like, there are things about this that I'm not sure about. But at the end of the day, this is somebody who said, hey, I want to remake this game, and then they made this, and it's like, this is still exceptional work. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's bad. It's like, no, it's not bad. It's different. And I think that's what strikes me. Is that this is fundamentally different from Sonic 06. It is just plainly different. And that's not a bad thing. Where am I going? How do I get up there? I always forget I always forget. I always forget. Door. Oh yeah, that's right. This opens the... Oh, that's right. I remember now. You know, I could probably make that.
You can use this vehicle to get across the road.
Wait a minute, what? Wait, how does that work? How did I still get lost? Hey, why don't you play Vintage? Because I like playing with a large group of friends. Also because I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know people who play vintage, so I guess that's my problem. There is cockatrice for Commander, my friend points out, where you have to manually keep track of everything. Yes, there is there's that one website that lets you basically play Commander online, but it's you do have to keep track of everything. It's very weird. Okay, question. Where do I go now? How did I get lost again? How come this level continues to befuddle me? Hydration time. I should hydrate. I have been talking a lot. Oh, and thank you for the stretch. I do think that Vintage is impossible unless you drop 5,000 on a card. Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't like going into actual debt with a bank over getting a copy of a card. Then again, I build commander decks in Magic like I have $5 to spend. And like the most expensive cards I have are because I bought a pack and got something good. Like I bought a pack of cards and that's where I got my most expensive card. Like I think one of the most expensive cards I own, which is in my 5-color dragon deck, is I think it's one of the most expensive ones. Well, actually my dragon deck has a lot of the most expensive stuff I own. But that's because I got them from opening a lot of D&D packs. And you use my channel points more. I'm at the 100k now. Oh my god. You could probably it's like I feel like I need to come up with something for 100,000 because I feel like 100,000 needs to have something special because that's massive. Where am I? Truly. What am I doing? I got lost again. You know, this level design still does not make my brain function. What am I doing? Okay, where do I need to go? How do I get there? That's the question. I feel like this is a great example of this is where the level. Oh, wait, the eagle. I need to get to that eagle. That's where I want to go. How do I get there? Do this. Okay. And yeah, when it comes to trading card games, I don't spend money. I essentially just continuously act like a bum, and I actually think I remember somebody at the group I play with basically said it's like this looks like such a an ODaM card, like not, you know, they use my name, but it's like there are some cards in the game that just like they're so gimmicky and bizarre, but I use them because I like them, you know, like that's what I like doing personally, is playing strange. Like, I like playing the weird and often forgotten cards, because for me, a lot of them have fun strategy implications, so... We're getting close to the extraction. Okay, we're finally getting out of here. I will say, the fact that it took me almost 9 minutes again feels... It feels a little strange, but it kind of makes sense to me. We're getting close to the extraction. I feel like this one, of all the levels that I would get lost in, I feel like Kingdom Valley makes sense. This one makes sense. Yeah, and the animations move the same way as they do in the original, which is interesting. Spring. Yay! Out we go. Ow. But I don't know how I got on such a trading card tangent, but it is kind of, I don't know, it's like, I think trading card games exist in my brain a lot because of the nature of them. Do you think a lot of it comes from a lot of the game design I was focused on in school was around logic, and specifically in like the more intangible design work rather than being on the concrete side. I did a fair bit of programming in college, and I did a lot of work on that side. But a lot of the work I had to do was making design choices and trying to build things that you know, high level explanations for this is what we want to do, this is the project we want to do, and this is how we're going to do it. That was the kind of stuff I was good at. I would have made a decent manager if I didn't like corporate. If I didn't like the corporate side of things, I probably would have been okay at it. But I'm not a big fan of I don't want to say I'm not a big fan of rules, because I like rules, but I'm not a big fan of authority. Even my own. I'm also not a big fan of gravity, apparently. Which seems to be a common thread. Not a big fan of dumb rules. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like the arbitration, you know, it's like, okay, cool. Why are these arbitrary rules? Why do these arbitrary rules exist? If not, like, if these rules don't benefit anybody but the people who abuse them, why have them? Meaning, I don't even like it. I don't even like my own authority. Like, if I'm put in charge of something, it's like, listen, man, I don't want to use this. Because I'm the kind who likes if I'm given power over something, I take the power, I use it, I put it back. It's almost like it itself is a tool in a toolbox. It shouldn't be something I wield like a cudgel over other people, you know? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yes.
I appreciate that this level, even fixed, I still don't get it. But I'm happy we got to see chaos again. I like that. I do like that. Because I do like that they have Easter eggs in this game. I think that could have been... Oof.
Stay focused.
They could have very easily just left it alone, but they were like, no, 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 we got... Like, that chaos Easter egg has no... There's no reason for it. They just did it because it's like, yeah, it's fun. Why else? And it's like, oh, yeah. And that's... I think this project, its greatest strength is the fact that it has unbridled passion. I do wonder how the team organizes, though. I wonder how their workflow is, because it's Chaos X in a team. So I wonder how they organize. You know, what systems are they using? I missed the jump. So I do wonder how, and also how do they discuss new ideas? Because I think discussing what to change and what not to change and having to have those honest conversations, those are the hardest things to do as a working professional. Being able to, especially when you disagree with somebody. I think disagreeing can feel very hard. It's very hard to disagree with people because it means that you could possibly shoot someone's idea down. But but if you understand how to, you know, politely and tactfully discuss ideas in a productive fashion, that's a great skill to have, because that means that you can work with people and put your heads together and work on things that in a much more healthy way. And I wonder how that collaborative bubble, I wonder how that looks. I am curious to it. But yeah, I'm not a fan of... It's like, if a rule exists, there should be a reason for it. You know, it's like... Oh god. I die a lot of dumb ways in Shadow's story for some reason, and I'm not sure what my deal is. It's like, I will say, if I die to dumb stuff, it's not the game's fault. That's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I almost have to clarify that. Wait, what is up with that? Wait, what is that? Okay, wait, that's happened twice now. What did I do? I pressed A at... Oh, I must be pressing A too late, because I try to do the jump and homing attack. I think I'm pressing it too late, and it's causing me to lose my momentum, and I just drop. Okay, that is good to know. That feels like a skill issue on my part, but it is something interesting to note. I feel like that's good. That's also one of the hardest parts in doing, like, dealing with and getting critiques with game design. Because sometimes it's like, okay, somebody says, oh, this was too hard. It's like, well, let me see your gameplay. And then you watch them and it's like, you have to really, it's like, it's like, you have to really Google, how do I professionally say somebody's an idiot? You know, like, it's not an easy thing to have to do that, you know? Because I remember that was something I saw in playtesting when I was in college. Was I'm watching somebody play my game, I'm watching it go down, and I watch them do something, and I'm thinking, but you can see the giant red thing on the screen, right? Like, you're not playing with me, right? Like, you can see that. And it's like, you kind of have to separate between, like, is this person going to be your average player? Because if a lot of people miss a detail, that's a problem. If one person misses it, consider their critiques with a grain of salt. Like, I would say even for the dev, if he ever, God forbid Chaos X ever sees this, I feel like it'd be like, take mine with a grain of salt, because, like, I don't know, it's like, I know stuff, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know, it's like, I'm just like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, when two artists look at each other, do you ever have to consider what the other one says? It's like, it's nice to listen to it and understand what they say, but you don't have to agree with it. Like, I have my like thoughts, like, you know, change the level a little bit more to highlight the changes in this character design, in the character designs, but they could also fully disagree and say that sounds dumb, and I'd be like, hey, fair. I don't know. I feel like the way that I critique things, where it's like, I don't think that people need to change what they're doing just because somebody says something should change. Artistry is subjective to math medium. Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to game design, I know I have my philosophies in game design, and I understand. You know, it's like, I went to school for it, sure, but there's a lot of people that went to school for stuff that I also look at them and say, you're a moron. And it's like, people could look at me and say, yeah, you take your bachelor's degree and stuff it. I like what I did better, and I'd be like, good on you. Like, I'd be more happy that they stood up for their artistic vision and said, no, I prefer this. And it's like, well, good. It takes a spine. It takes a spine and some conviction to say, even if somebody dislikes my thing, I'm proud of the work and I love what I did. Who cares? And it seems to me like Chaos X, like, at least like to some level, understands that, whether instinctually or, you know, very, you know, on an intellectual level, they understand that. Like, yeah. Like, because I can think, you know, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, maybe there are some things that could have been changed. I think Silver's campaign will be where I have the most to actually say. Because I think the changes to the vehicles and shadows section, I think those are completely subjective. I think that's me being like, well, because I feel like the hang glider sections are really short, but that's like, well, I don't know. If they playtested it and had people playtest it and people really like that those things are fast, then yeah, okay. If their target audience is liking it, what am I supposed to? What, like, you know, it's like, even if I dislike it, it's like, okay, who cares? I'm just a fox on the internet who runs a library. It's like, what do you? But it cuts both ways, because I can disagree with, you know, with what somebody says, and it's like, I stand by it. I don't really think it's, I don't think that's a bad thing, you know? But the subjectivity of art is something that is very hard to, I almost think it's hard to communicate sometimes how important the subjective part of it is. Because at the end of the day, art is one of the few forms that there is no like, there are things that have unanimously been voted as this is awful and we can see patterns in things that are bad. But when it comes to good, there are many paths to greatness. Like, failure has like a very, you know, like, it narrows in pretty quickly what traits come together with failure, but like greatness and success and doing something right, there are so many ways to do it, including failing to win. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
I almost think that's why I like the classic Sonic 06 a lot, is that I enjoyed the game because I came in with this expectation that this is going to have flaws. And those sharp edges that, like, when you grab onto the thing and it has sharp edges, yeah, that it's like, it did cut. AKA so bad it's good, or meme ability. I think meme ability is a fascinating thing where you found the section where it loops back around to being fun. But I also feel like you have to be willing to, if you make something that is so bad it's good, you kind of have to be willing to accept that you gotta hope that people are laughing with you, right? Like, you have to be in on the joke. I feel like when you think that people are laughing and they're thinking, it's like, oh, they love it. It's like, but you don't see that it's that, you know, you've become the meme. I kind of wonder if it takes a certain amount of hubris to do that. I don't know. I feel like it's better when you're in on the joke, you know, when you can laugh with them. Like, if I ever wrote some cringe dialogue in one of my books or something, or I wrote a song that, or I did like a moment in a game that just felt wrong, or just it was funny instead of being like, you know, like it didn't hit what I was hoping for, I would hope that I can see what other people see and laugh with them, because I think that would be more fun. You know, it wouldn't be as fun as if I was being sincere with something and then I just feel like embarrassed because, oh, I was trying my best here at this and you know, I feel like I failed. But oh yeah, I did a thing. What does this do? Whoa, holy crap. What is... I've never actually seen this ability. What does this do? Holy crap. What does this do? I'm very fast. Where's the enemy? You. How'd you spawn over here? Range. Oh, the Sonic, Sonic. The shadow, the chaos form is wild. How does this actually work? Oh, it drains my energy when I'm using it though. I see. I understand. Oh. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. No, let me up. Oh, God. Okay, so interesting thing about this. The functionality says that if you hold the button, whoa. Okay, that is very jarring. Yeah, because you can actually cruise with that. The only downside is that it doesn't check for certain things, which can be a bit... Whoa. Still feels like... It's funny because it still feels like, yeah, mash button to win, but it's very aesthetically pleasing. I'm very Urple though. Whoa. Where am I? Oh god. Okay, I'm good. It's very easy to lose myself in these levels sometimes though. Okay. I'm out of here. Whee! I think with like, I feel like I almost don't watch so bad it's good stuff because I have a very low tolerance for cringe. I think like, but not just cringe, but also embarrassment by proxy is something I'm very poor at handling. You know, like if somebody's trying to embarrass me in public, like, or they're doing something to like just to get a rise out of me, I am horrible at keeping myself like together when that happens. Like, I usually just like have to walk away or something. Like, I have to do something so I'm like not there. I'm very bad at handling it. So when I think one of the greater examples of things that are very hard for me to deal with is watching straight comedy movies. You know, like movies with a comedic edge, perfectly fine. Movies that are comedies, like comedy dramas or other like, or they have funny things in them, like it's just part of the tone, that's fine. Straight comedies, like, this might actually surprise some people, but like, I guess the way I would put it is if it's an Adam Sandler movie, I probably have a hard time sitting through it. Not because it's Adam Sandler, but because when somebody is being so thoroughly embarrassing, it's like my cringe inhibit. Ow, I died. Oh, I'm gone. That was like a Crash Bandicoot death. But I feel like some rom-coms are rough to sit through. Oh, Of all the movie genres, I can't do rom-coms. I just can't. I do have a hard time watching Adam Sandler movies. At least for some scenes. I think like it here, you know what's the thing is that when I feel like it's when the like if the rom or the com is not like if they're not thinking about what they're doing, I feel like like if it's, how do I put it? It's if the circumstances are forced. You know, like the embarrassment is forced. I feel like that's, or like any sort of like, if the conflict doesn't feel like it's real, that to me feels wrong. You know, it's a weird movie. I haven't gotten to sit and watch it because I am notoriously bad at watching movies in the first place. But because I prefer video games, I always do. Movies are just harder for me to watch. Like TV and movies now are just, it's really hard for me to get. It's like I have to have a very good reason, or I have to be very invested beforehand to go see something. Like I went and saw the FNAF movie because I knew I was gonna like it. I knew I was gonna have fun with it. And it's very easy for me to go see that because I already was into it. But a lot of movies, it's hard for me to go and watch them. But anyway, back to that. A lot of Ben Stiller movies. Not necessarily movies with Ben Stiller, though. You know what? I kind of get your point, though, Hecko. It's like... Actually, you know what? That's basically every Vince Vaughn movie. I have not found a Vince Vaughn movie where I'm not, like, internally dying. A lot of rom-coms also rely on the pronoun game, aka misunderstandings and stuff. Right, and it's like the Bard himself, William Shakespeare, one of his most famous comedies, oh god, I forget the name of it, but it's the one with Octavia, it's the one with the twins. That one is a game of misunderstandings, but it also makes logical sense. Like, he makes sure that it makes sense why these characters are getting mistaken for each other. And he makes makes a concerted effort. Like, Shakespeare made a very concerted effort to make that make sense. But, like, a lot of modern rom-coms don't do that legwork, where it's like, the misunderstanding makes logical sense. Where it's just like, it's always one of those things where it's like, oh, well, you misheard me saying that I wanted to quit this. It's actually that I wanted to quit this. And it's like, oh, I see now. Let us fall in love because our obligation for the story says so. Like, I don't know, it's kind of... never quite feels right. Boy, M. Sandler's Jack and Jill was rough, and I'm trying to be kind in saying it. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of movies that I can't sit through. But with comedy, the main trouble is comedy is also subjective. Comedy is also very, like, what jokes you can make and what jokes work well depends on your audience. And if you selected an audience that wants to laugh at you, your jokes are going to be very insecure. And that's what a lot of rom-coms do, is that they self-select for, well, not every movie can be Airplane. Oh, Airplane's gold. Airplane. Leslie Nielsen's fantastic. Like, that's pure comedy. That's pure fun. Where am I? What do I do? Oh god. I'm dying. I'm dying. Dying. My rings. My life savings. Okay, we're good. But the epidemic of people eavesdropping on conversations but leaving halfway through. Yes. Where they leave after they hear what they wanted to hear and not listening to the full story. Everyone at Airplane. That's great. Airplane's fantastic. Oh god. Oh, wait, we're good. Yeah, I think the trouble is that there's more fabrication in making the problem of the movie in a lot of comedies, especially romantic comedies. That scream was absolutely gold. I'm happy we got to listen to that. Yes. But I think a lot of, I think that's the, and it's like, I have a, like, good scream. It was a good scream. That's me getting dragged into a Vince Vaughn movie. That's me entering the tunnel of Vince Vaughn screaming at me. For some reason, like, he's like the one I poke the most fun at. I don't know why. Actually, you know what's one I could probably say is like it. Like, yeah, they have to fabricate some of the stakes, because that's the big problem. Is that, how do you feel about him in Jurassic Park 2? Oh, he was in Jurassic Park 2. I didn't even know that. I forgot. I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot. I did not know Vince. I forgot. I haven't seen Jurassic Park 2 in ages. We gotta go catch up with the doctor. Doctor. Turn off my chaos energy inhibitors. Excuse me. Thank you. Why does Vince Vaughn always look like he's the most sleepy boy? Because he is. Okay. But it's like, I feel like a lot of... Like I said, most rom-coms, but damn, I can't watch dumb Lifetime Hallmark ones without realizing how creepy they can be, and also very straight in general. It's like... Because the best comedies and the best romances should be universal. You know what I mean? Like the story of the love should be universal. It should be like no matter who you are, no matter what your lifestyle is, no matter what you believe in, this story should resonate with you. And a lot of Hallmark ones are just like, listen, man, we've been around since like the 50s, and it almost feels like they come from the same genre of media as like those TV specials that were like, hey man, this is why sexism's great. Like, what? I think that it felt like the Big Fat Greek Wedding was a good one. I think I've heard that one's very good. I think a lot of the best, like the best romantic comedies and the best comedies in general, I think there's an amount of. I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, I haven't either. The thing that I've found with a lot of comedies and like romances that are really good is that the story they tell should be universal. Like it should be inspiring no matter what, it should be inspiring no matter what. It's like, I think the worst ones are when it's like, oh yeah, we're making a statement about something very specific, and it's like, I see. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yes. This is fine. I will say oh god. The motorcycle is very strange. Hallmark movies begin a rap production so fast they have to down to science because their formula has not changed in decades. Yeah, seriously. Well, son of a gun. Out of here. Let me go. I just realized I can't stop the train without a motorcycle, so... Okay, here we go. We have another bike. This is good. You know what's... Like, there's one movie... I remember hearing about it. Only because I watch Overly Sarcastic Productions, and they did a thing about... They did a thing about Christmas movies. And there's a Christmas movie called A Night Before Christmas, like K and... Like, with a K night, like... As in the soldier. I need to watch this because it looks hilarious. Yes. Because it looks so freaking stupid. Yes. It's like, yes, a romantic comedy where an 11th century knight is pushed forward into time and Vanessa Hudgens falls in love with him. What? It's like, huh? Like that. Luke convinced me that that one is a good one. I think that is such a funny concept. I need to watch it at some point. It's such a weird movie. It's such a strange idea. There's something very funny about yes, Vanessa Hudgens. Yeah, the High School Musical. Whatever her name was in High School Musical, I forgot. The main gal. Hello, Silver. Wait, did he give the past a freaking gray tone? Never saw that. You never saw High School Musical? Oh wait, that would be a generational thing, huh? That makes sense, actually. No, like, it makes sense because there's a certain age gap where if you just were like, I am old. Well, it's like, it's such a minute age difference. Where it's like, it's one of those things that my sister always thought. Yeah, it's like, it's such a specific, ooh, the filter's cool. I think the filter is a good touch. I just missed it. Yeah, probably. Like, by like a year or two, I think. Because I was in middle and high school when it came out, and as somebody who went to a school that had a mascot that... God, you almost never stop. Like Kate Leopold, but goddamn, it's weird. The guy who invented the elevator, played by Hugh Jackman, got thrown into the future following his descendant. Meets Meg Ryan, they fall in love. His descendant is Meg Ryan's ex in the movie. Meg Ryan dated her own great whatever grandson. What? That's absolutely buck wild. What do you mean? It's crazy. Hooray! Ow! Perish. It's still fun. Oh, that's right. Can't make that jump. No, Zechariah front is looking real good right now. I haven't seen him in years, but it's weird, but I still like the movie. Honestly, Cloudy, I get it. I understand that. I think it's like there's something about the sheer level of comedy that comes from like, because I feel like with a comedy you already are working with some bizarre stakes. Because a lot of times a comedy isn't working with stakes that are, you know, logical for the normal person. So why not have a little bit of fun with it? You know, like just let it be funny. You know what it kind of feels like? It almost feels like some comedies are embarrassed to take. Anyone here seen She's the Man? I have not seen this one, but now I feel like this has to have an interesting story. I think with Gore, if I have, I mean, I also probably, I guess that's kind of also the trouble is that my recollection on movies is so bad. Like video games, I have a lot of video games in mind all the time. And games in general, but when it comes to movies, it's like I have my selection and that's about it. Like I remember, does anyone? How many people talk and remember about those like I don't know how best to put them other than D tier parody movies. I don't know if that describes what I'm talking about well, but it's like it would always have a word and then the word movie. Like it was like superhero movies, the big one. That's the one I can think of the most. Like they're not exactly well-made movies, but they're very funny, if it makes sense. Because they're not, it's almost like they purposely make it seem like their budget was $5 for certain things because it's very funny to do so. Oh god. Alright, now I have to remember, where do I go? Besides forward. Twitch. There it is. Yes. Oh, what? Just rings. Booty. My inability to remember where things are makes me happy, but also... Then again, I'm also... This level's fairly... Whoa. Okay, we can just zoom. What is it? It's insane that you can just zoom through all that just by spin dashing. She's the man Amanda Bynes disguised herself as a boy to join a prep school to play soccer. I see. I can see how that would be. I can see that. I understand. I think I have seen that before, at least like clips of it. Or the very least sections. Channing Tatum's in it too. I remember that one of the movies that I'm not really a big fan of it, but I understand the appeal of it. At least in terms of, I've had somebody explain to me why they think it's a fun movie. But I'm not a big fan of like Superbad. That's one that I remember as a kid on opening night at the theater mall. I saw Jim Carrey's The Grinch Before Christmas, followed by the rom-com What Women Want, because it was a discount deal. That's such a bizarre combo. Like, first you have to see Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, and then you have to see What Women Want. You know, I just realized the way I was saying that sounds very weird. What did women want? I guess to see that movie, but I don't think that's a general statement that can be applied to all women. I don't think that's applicable to all. I mean, granted, it's like, I don't know, man. There's a one up there you missed. Oh god, really? I'll go get it. One up. Probably on the other side then. I can also get a one up via grabbing rings. Maybe the other side? Yeah, there it is. Yay! Thank you. I mean, sounds like Jim Carrey explosively and plainly not what women want. Jim Carrey is not what women want, apparently. But a lot of dudes want to be like Jim Carrey. I get that.
Perfect.
I watched a lot of Jim Carrey movies when I was a kid. I don't know why either. I think I remember Bruce Almighty. There's like a certain point in the movie where I stopped being invested. Mel Gibson gets struck by lightning in his bathroom and he wakes. He can read women's mind. What? Oh wait, I do know this movie. I do remember this one. It's really weird. I remember this now. So I remember I remember this one. At least sort of. I see. It was so weird. I don't even think that like a lot of comedy movies are great to moderate quality. Yeah.
That's a jet glider over there.
Whee! On the fly. Oh god, wait a minute. The missiles homing in on when they find a target is very interesting. Huh. I appreciate that can happen. Ow. You sure? I mean, I've heard that people like other people who make them laugh. See, here's the thing. There are three skills. There are three skills that I was taught traditionally are the investment of that make everybody like you. I also prefer the man who buys me what a girl wants. I see. Where is Omega? But I remember that there was in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's three skills. There's playing guitar, being able to sing, and being able to make people laugh. If you can make people laugh or you can sing. Oh. What the heck? What is this? I have minigun hands. Drop. Remember she was having a rough patch. I feel like everybody who was part of a Disney show when they were younger, I feel like they just did not get to have a fun time. If they had to be a Disney actor as a teenager or as a child, it's like, wait, can I? Ah, you can no longer T-pose. I see. I see. So you can no longer T-pose. I understand. It was weird. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like we did kind of like we kind of like started this conversation and my brain's like, wait, weren't we talking about video games? But I was like, in my head, I'm thinking probably good that I engage with other media though, because I think one of my greater weaknesses as a creator is not taking inspiration from all places. Also, Manbai's doing well. Yeah. I feel bad for any actor who goes through the spell of... Because I think with acting, I think acting especially, it can be very hard to find roles after you've exited. It's like once you've sort of exited the section of the time of your life where you're sort of working on the projects that are like your current biggest. It's like, okay, what do you do next? You know, it's like it feels like you're at a high point. It's like, okay, what do you do next? And with acting, I feel like if you don't reinvent yourself regularly, I feel like it becomes very quick that people get like it can be very depressing in a way. I don't know how best to describe it. It's like it feels like acting is one of those few professions where somebody can go through changes in their career without getting to choose that. Like, their career is so beholden on child teen. I just get it rough in between studios and parents that can be demanded. It can be trolling. Unless you're Ben Stiller and you're playing the same character. Well, Ben Stiller isn't really a fair comparison because Ben Stiller gets to be Ben Stiller in every movie. It's not exactly fair.
Welcome, Omega. It won't take much for me to deal with you.
Okay, we'll find Omega soon. Hang in there.
I'm surprised that they showed that cutscene. That's very cool. Not true. Ben Stiller was amazing in Dodgeball. That was evil Ben Stiller. He got to play the character of evil Ben Stiller, which was very fun. I do like... Okay, you know what? Dodgeball might be one of those movies I can... I feel like Ben Stiller carries that movie on his back hard, though. Like, nobody... Like, Ben Stiller is, like, the epicenter. I don't know if anyone else really does it for me in that movie, but Ben Stiller really does do it. You know what? No, I have seen that one. That one's okay. I like the bit I still like the bit, if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. I like that one. I still appreciate that. Because it is correct, if incorrect. Correct in one way, incorrect in another. I'm just zooming around. I'm looking for my friend, Omega. Alright. Rip Alan Tudyk and Rip Torrent, yeah. Edge. I just saw Omega became a sentry gun. I was like, the chat's been moving very quickly. I'm like, oh god. For me, this is very quick. But yeah, I think to segue back to the game, I do think Omega's pretty good. I do like how they made Omega. Where am I going? It is kind of fascinating how the lizards kind of just rip themselves apart at the seams. Like on a molecular level, these guys just the ragdolls are pretty good. So we'll talk about movies more. At the very least, I just wanted to mention that I like Omega. I didn't get to try out Omega before this, so I do like that Omega. I think the changes to Omega are like genuinely very good. Like I could be wishy-washy about any of the hedgehogs, but I think the side characters outside the hedgehogs got a lot of love in this, and I think that's where this really shines, is making the other characters feel more complete. And I think that's very fun. I'm trying to think of like maybe get some attention. Heck yeah. I think Omega feeling this good is a very impressive thing. I give this props. What is happening to me? Oh, I'm floating. I was floating. Like I said, I remember when I was playing when I played Sonic 06 Original, I made that comment that good ragdolls can really make a 3D game feel better. At the very least, this game keeps that. Like, it's not the exact same, but I appreciate that the ragdolls are still funny. All right.
Perfect.
But the last movie I saw was the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. That's the last one I remember seeing, because I went and saw it with my brother and some friends, and it's just like, I feel like of all movies I've ever watched, that movie hit me with one of the most surprising things, in my opinion. Because here's the thing, I'm like my understanding of PG-13, like I understood that Jaws was the reason we invented the PG-13 rating, because it was originally rated as PG, and oh, that is very wow, they really made this thing. How about Willy's Wonderland? I have not gotten to watch that one. I've heard about it though. It's Nick Cage. Game please. As somebody watches Godzilla -1, really good. I've heard that one's really good. I remember what the last movie I saw in theaters was. Yeah, I don't go to theaters very often, but man, yeah. So there's I guess to like light spoilers for FNAF ahead, for the movie ahead. There is a particular, like, it's specific. I just want to talk about a kill. There's a specific kill in the movie. Like, somebody dies in the movie that I need to talk about, because it's one of those ones that made me go, that is not a PG-13. It's been over 4 years since I've been in a closed area with people I don't trust for an extended amount of time. You know what? That's reasonable. And I can understand that. Reasonable. But I'm going in. But there's a kill in that movie that it made me go, oh, they're not gonna show that on screen. It's gonna be like cut away when it happens. And then they didn't cut away, and I went, oh my. Like for me, it was just like, oh, that's awesome. But it was still like, dude, there are kids in this theater, man. Like there are young kids here. I want to break this for Dune 2. I did not get to see the new Dune, but I did like Willy's Wonderland. Taking Purity's parody you don't think about too hard is a good time. Honestly, those are fun movies though. Like it comes down to, if you had fun, it's good, you know? I think that defense can be a little flimsy. Usually when I go to theaters, it's like barely 10 people's. I remember, you know what I remember distinctly? When Avengers Endgame came out, I went and saw it because it was like, you know, if I don't go and see this, I'm gonna get flack if I don't get to see this, because Because I felt like, oh yeah, if I don't go see this at some point, I'm probably going to get some crap because people are going to want to talk about it. Because of who is the Galactic Emperor. Oh god. Hey. But the, Christopher Walken being in there is very good. But I remember I went and saw that, and it was me, a, like, middle-aged couple, like, I think it was, no, I think they were retired. Like, a 60-something-year-old couple, and, like, one other person who was in their, like, 40s. And I'm just like, it's just us, just, like, sitting around in a theater, like, 5 people. And, like, all those big moments that were in the movie, all the really big, you know, bombastic moments in the movie, everybody's just enjoying it silently. There was no, like, you know, there's no cheers, no applause, just, like, it was just people taking in a movie silently. And it was very interesting as a theater experience. I will say, cross that with going to see the FNAF movie and hearing a ton of people in my theater lose their minds seeing Matt Pat. And it truly does strike me, you know? Where am I? This? Truly, where am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? Down here? Yes. Oh, I just have to kill the enemy. Oops. Matt Pat retired from the tubes. Yes, he did. But I respect his decision to do so. As much as... I feel like it's a great example of somebody, like, deciding, yeah, I'm I'm done. And I think that that's fascinating because we don't often think about the current set of online entertainers retiring, because it feels like a job that theoretically it's like, well, you can do it forever, you know? It's like you can just do this until you're done. Until you're done, you know? It's like, but it's interesting because I don't think people realized how many people might finish before the possibilities are all wrapped up, you know? And I think that's an interesting thing that can happen now. But yeah, also though, hearing like when the particular kill I'm talking about in FNAF happened. Uh-oh. Oops. where was the last checkpoint? Ah, it's here. I see. What's the number of them that opted to leave independently on the same time? Most famous of them being Tom Scott. Yeah, there's a good number of creators that just dipped at the same time. Which still begs the question of, like, you know, it's like, okay, well, how fascinating is it though that all these people said, yeah, I think I'm done. And you know, it's like, I think that for some people there is like an end of the road with creative endeavors. For some people, there really is a logical end point, and it's kind of like once you've hit that end point, what do you do? Look, I don't even need a reason to accept MP's retirement because it's not my business, but I respect he's doing it for their kids. Well, and it's like, see, I like, no matter the reasoning, if somebody decides like, hey, I'm done in this particular line of business, what like. Are the voices of the internet going to be enough to say, hey man, you should not do that? It's like, I don't know, it's like, graciously the internet is a unique format where a lot of these memories are at least still very easily revisitable, even if there aren't new ones. Even if new ones aren't being made, we still have those. The power of preservation on the internet is very helpful. Why did I... Oh, I can jump. I see. I am too dense to fall through sand. People are weird. Yeah. I mean, I kind of figure one day I'm going to get flack for, you know, like saying, hey man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this part anymore. Or there's some story that I'm saying, eh. All right, where do I go? Ah, I see. Oh no, ODaM, my free content. No, I feel like, you know what's gonna be funny is that I don't think I'll ever stop doing stuff. For me personally, I know that I won't stop doing stuff. It'll just be the nature of my stuff will be different. Like, I imagine I'll be streaming for a good long while because, It's kind of funny because with streaming, it's like it's always been. I mean, I could just keep doing it. There's not really. I'm my friendly neighborhood fox librarian. Well, don't worry, guys, because I'm pretty sure at some point, I'm like 90% certain that I'm going to get to a point where I get to have, like, I get to add gray hairs to this fox model, or at least like a version of this fox. I'm probably gonna get to add gray hairs or something, or maybe I'll get around to finally adding an actual beard or something. I'll go through the Ezio Auditore look. Honestly, that'd be kind of sick, though. I'd look very fly with that. Let's see, where am I going? Well, there's a one-up over here. Do I have to kill all the enemies, or is there a switch? I like to go this way. I do have to kill the enemies, I see. Yes? No. I'll tell you about the one-up. It's a great thing that our brain cell was shared. Okay, yep. Whee! Ow. Question, why is this door not open? Oh, it just opens. What? But my content is not gonna go anywhere. I feel like I've had this thought before of like, okay, would you ever give up anything you do right now? And it's like, no. It's mostly just that I feel like what would end up happening is if like, if I find a story just isn't feeling like something I want to do, or there's something that I just wouldn't want to do, it'd be more like, okay, I'm just gonna go do something else then. Like if I get a lot of like, oh, you need to go do this for this book, or you need to go do this for this, like you need to make this, you need to be like, it's one thing if I get suggestions, but it's another thing if I was getting like legit told what to do, then I'd be like, I mean, no. But I think a lot of the people who hang out here know that I'm ornery as a bull and twice as stubborn, so I don't know, it's like, eh. I imagine I'll be making stuff until I'm... I have this funny thought, because I have pictured what retirement would look like, and I kind of figured it'd be like, I'm in my 70s, and decide retirement is just me running a local game shop or something. Like, retirement is just a different line of work. I would just end up building, like, some sort of shop and make a place for people to learn games and play. I could do that before. It's one of the poets of... just quote one of the poets of our time, Tom Morello. If you... I won't do what you tell me. But it's just more ornery about making things than not making things. That's kind of where I'm at. I think it's just because I have... I think it's... I guess the trouble is that if I were to describe why I'm very ornery about making things, I think it's just because of the fact that I was built with a massive amount of spite in my system. Become Solomon Muto. Yeah, basically. Solomon. Why did I say it like that? Solomon. Now we get to play a silver. Okay, so this is where I wanted to talk about. Actually, I would love to be Solomon Muto. Except for the part where he gets beat up and his Blue Eyes White Dragon gets ripped. I wouldn't want that. Silver's campaign is probably the biggest difference between base game and what we get and what you get in this. Because he is a fast boy. Like, look at this. Ow. I'm very fast. But I would basically be... But I have a large amount of internal spite in my system. Which I think causes me at times to be extremely, like, stubborn when it comes to doing work, so... It is interesting. Whee! Also, yeah, this... Like, Silver moves fast. He has speed now. Like, look at this. Can I go with this? Oh, he does have the dash thing already. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so this is, I think, the section that I would like to say the fact that these changes were made. I think this is the character where the changes in speed and movement, when you have a level that works, that is one-to-one with the original, this is where the most consequential changes end up happening, because holy crap, Silver's levels are radically different when you change his speed. It also means that platforming is a lot more about precision, because you have to... you really have to be careful about how you move.
The core of the head is weak point. That's when I must attack.
Huh. Just threw him. But, you say it's Quicksilver now? You know what? I could say that. I could say that reasonably. More so now. Yeah, because the only trouble is that because these platforms are the same distance away that they were in the original version of his level, it means that his jump speed can actually throw me. It can throw you off of your flow because you're not used to the verticality. Like, you're used to him having more vertical movement rather than horizontal. So him having this horizontal speed and acceleration can be a bit jarring with the distances between stuff. I do think that whoever on their team did the particle effects, this stuff, they went really hard trying to make Silver look cool. Like, I think they did a great job making Silver look really cool. But yeah, you can do this. Check this out. None of that platforming matters because I can skip it. And this, I think, is what I meant when I was saying that Sonic Sonic team. Yeah, no, I think it's the same there too, isn't it? I think you could do the same thing, right? But
Leave this to me.
Blaze! I love that voice line. Yeah, Blaze this is basically like playing 3D Sonic Rush now. It's crazy. He said Sonic team tried really hard to make Silver cool. Yeah. I think Silver is cool. He's just different. Out we go. By the way, Blaze is very fast. I think this is another great example of a character they changed that by proxy of these changes, the character is suddenly very different. Blaze and Blaze. Yeah, it's just like, but you can very easily cruise through a level. It's very easy to just like zip through a level with this though. It's insane. It's coolest to me when his optimism is emphasized. Yeah, I think when his character's at his best when you get to see how heroism has affected him. Because even with the future being as bleak as it is, he's trying his best. Don't need this. And this is what I mean though, where the speed of a character changes. Oh, that's right. I have to do one of these. Ow. And then it's right there. Yeah. Did it. Yeah, I feel like Silver's levels, with him being as fast as he is, I think they become a little bit... It kind of strains the way that the level design was originally made. Because you can kind of just zoom. I do enjoy me some characters that just do their best no matter what hits right in the feels. I feel like, you know what really hits me the hardest is when you have a character who does their best no matter what, and you put them in a situation where their best isn't enough, and it's like, dude, the angst, it's beautiful. Excellent. But it also hurts a lot. His eyes are reflecting everything. They're so glossy. Oh, and then I don't get to fly. I see.
It looks like this Lotus will help us jump based on how long I charge my psychokinesis.
My psychokinesis.
I can't grab Vulcan cannon shots, but I can block.
If you use
let's see.
psychokinesis on the middle of the log, it will move back and
Oh, I can just cruise. This is so strange. He put a lot of fake tears in his eyes. Yeah, he did. Expressive in that cutscene. Honestly, the expressions are really good. I think that them making him very expressive, I think that's very exceptional.
I might be able to get around on this
Turtle. I think the expressions are I think they do some good stuff there. It does kind of look like they borrowed a lot of Sonic's face shapes, which makes sense, but that's not a bad thing. Yay! Perish. But it is... But there is a lot... There's a lot of stuff that I feel like it kind of... Like, this level design is one-to-one. But I don't know if that's a good thing with some of this. Because it's like, we're just kind of waiting. Hurdles. Definitely good recreation, though. Holy crap. Where do I go?
This turtle is pretty useful once you get it right.
What are you talking about, Silver? Ow. Okay, I can make that jump. I can tech it. What do you want?
Use the fruit that's all around you to call the turtle.
That's right. I need to hit. I need to hit that. That's right. I do think it's funny though that. Oh hey. I think that I feel like this is one of those things that looks very strange to me. Like, if I could, can I pause for a moment? I think this is one of those things where the additional graphics look a little strange. Because look at that. I don't know. There's something about this that doesn't feel right. It's like the textures still stretch and do strange things, but they added the bump maps, and the bump maps are stretched to fit the model. Like it's a bit strange. Like it's still technically it's still pretty impressive, but I feel like this is something that it's such a tiny nitpick, and I definitely am like, but it's one of those things where just adding the graphical changes doesn't necessarily always mean the best thing for it.
I might be able to knock down that
Fruit. It's one of those things where just because the change can be done, it's not you know, like a brush that should be thrown on everything without care. That makes sense. Whee. Okay, and then once it breaks, jump. Whee! Throw. Up. Alright, where am I going now? Can I grab that? Oh, you can grab it. That's cool. Oh my god, this little dork. Where am I going? There's a thing. There's a one-up over there, but I don't need that, so go this way. I have to think a bit more critically about where I'm going, because I don't know where I am. And ow. I do find it confusing that a jump attack has the iframes, but being outside of it doesn't.
I wish I could go up.
I wish I could go up. Silver, you can fly. You straight up are capable of the power of flight, and you are telling me you want to go up? Be a little bit more grateful, my man. Oh god. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, that... I feel like, again, that added speed just... I get worried, and then it's like, oh yeah, wait, no, I can just zoom. Whoa. I went up. And I want to go that way, so I should go that way. That's a pretty... That is a pretty cool... It's nice that they put a one-up there, though. Okay, and then hit it. And we're good.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that cave. It seems I'll need to defeat them first.
Okay, there we go. But yeah,
I've got to hurry.
I think this... Whoa. The ball! The ball just in the way. Oh boy. But Silver's movement... I think Silver's movement speed really throws me off. It's just... It's surprising.
Easy.
Oh boy. I'm gonna check something real quick. Silver, the ball! Silver, be careful, there's a giant ball! Silver, check out this giant ball! Silver's like, thank you.
Just you wait, Iblis Trigger.
Oh, hi, Amy.
I can use my psychokinesis to grab that robot's bomb and throw them back.
Perish. I don't know how to feel about this. So, question, how is this gonna work?
This ball counts down each time you touch it. Be careful carrying.
Oh my god, it's the same thing. Wait, they kept the ball puzzle? Huh. Intriguing. So now we have to do this again. have to play Magic Billiards. I see. So it seems easier, at least. Theoretically, at least. Go. God, we have to wait for this again. Go. With some urgency, please. Amy, please. Amy, stop patronizing me. Amy, for the love of God. Amy out here patronizing me by jumping at the ball. Come on, man. All right, well, at least we finished the ball puzzle. Whee! Yeah, because I think it's the combination of Silver's jump height and his, like, his insane amount of jump height and his speed now makes him far more impressive. But it also means that his levels become kind of, I don't know, it kind of loses some of its, it kind of loses some of the technicality that it took with. Okay, how does Amy feel? Okay, well, she already is a lot faster than her original counterpart. She's still turn invisible? Funny, she can't turn invisible anymore. They got rid of that. Oh, I see. They gave her the whirlwind. I see? Oh god, wait a minute. Ah! It was a little silly. It was a little silly. But I'm surprised they got... It's the only time that they've gotten rid of a feature so far, from what I understand. From what I've seen, that's the only feature they've gotten rid of so far. I find that interesting. Where is the enemy? There you are. Oh god. Oh god. I got a little bit too silly. That was my bad. Where is the invisible boy again? Where'd he go? Oh, he's dead already. Okay, never mind. We're good. I think it's interesting that they kept the double jump though. She definitely. I almost feel like she doesn't. Is C? I don't know. It's interesting because a lot of this section, PO6, you don't get invisibility. Enemies get invisibility. I see. Yeah, apparently invisibility is now an enemy. Where am I and where do I go? Switch? Switch. I do like that they made it so that the hammer swing having a... Oh, up we go. The hammer swing having a bouncing ability is really interesting though. Whee! And there's the switch. Up, and we're good. Amy being a lot faster is wild. Look how fast she is. Oh god, wait a minute, go back. I think again it kind of comes down to because they fundamentally changed how the character feels. I think it makes the level design feel strange because the character is crazy strong now. Like I almost feel like if you've actually, you know what it actually feels like? It feels like if you have played Sonic 06 before, it feels like playing this would almost feel almost weird. because you're so used to the jank of it that it's like it's almost like this game's form of jank, which is almost like an anti-jank. Like if you take sandpaper, like the coding equivalent of sandpaper, and wipe and like sand off the problematic parts of Sonic 06, you get this. If that makes sense. And I think by doing so, the game inadvertently becomes something different. I find that interesting. I think Silver is the one who gets the anti-jank, I see. Like, that's the best way I can describe it, really. Is that it feels like inverse jank, where by removing things... By removing aspects of the game that work in a janky way, and make it so it's almost like the fact that the game is too smooth makes the game have a form of jank that doesn't quite make sense. I don't know if that really describes it well, but I appreciate that there's no moving animation with this. Just push. It's funny seeing the fix of the game doesn't feature the cutscenes. I feel like that's something that I think they said that they just haven't gotten to yet, but it's still like, to me, it still feels a little strange that the story itself isn't part of that vision. And I find that interesting, but also a little sad. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe what about the city areas? Oh, they're not even in the game. They haven't done that yet. I think they said they're planning on doing so, but I'm like almost certain they're gonna cut it. Like, I'm almost certain that they're going to cut a lot of that stuff. Which I almost feel like just isn't really... That doesn't make sense to me, because... Oh god, I think I screwed up. I did. I think I actually lost this one.
So I guess the lock will open if I put this ball in that hole over there.
I think I lost this one. Which is weird, because I didn't lose this last time. And I'm trying to figure out why this happened. What if I do this again? Okay, it explodes, so I have to go back. How did I lose it this time, but not in the original? What did I do differently? Ball. Too many pushes? Well, no, but like, I didn't need that many pushes to even get it anywhere. Oh no, just overspent on DoorDash. Oh well. Oh. Okay, so that's 2 pushes. Up. That way. There we go. That way. Walk a little bit ahead of it, and then do that. Go. And do one of these. Oh god, no, I screwed up. I did screw up again. I think. Oh, no, I did good. I did good. I have 3 pushes, so that means I can do... Can I? Nah. I feel like it's very easy to overspend on food, though, nowadays. Kind of sad, but it do happen. Oh god. Go this way. Okay, that should be good. I think. It'll be close, though. Oh, it just gets dragged in when it gets there, really? Oh, that's nice. It's gonna make it there anyway, but... I don't know, that I feel like... I think this is one of those things where it... You know what this kind of feels like? All right, this is a weird comparison. But I have an actual comparison in 2 fan projects now where they kept a questionable aspect of the game in terms of puzzle solving, even though they changed so many other things about the game.
Looks like I'm on a roll.
That's a bad pun. But yeah, never thought I'd see the 2 cheeseburgers, 2 fries, and a slice of chocolate cost $50. $50? My god, man. That is upsetting, jeez. But the holy crap, here we go. Oof. Yeah. I zoom in. Holy crap. I appreciate that I could just...
You need to defeat all the enemies.
Holy crap, you can go so fast this place. But the, God, my brain just turned off. But Pokemon Infinite Fusion has a bunch of things where they change stuff about the game. And they do a lot of, like, crazy stuff with the story of the game. But they don't change Vermilion City's puzzle, which people, like, a lot of Pokemon, you know, people, like, competitive players and runners and stuff, find it very weird. Like, Nuzlockers especially. It's like, why is this puzzle here? Like, the trash can puzzle is a point of... It's a point of contention.
Enemies are involved with that door somehow. In any case, let's try to defeat them first.
And I find that interesting, though, that it's like, it's something that people know about, and people talk about being a problematic element in the game in terms of game design and you know, level layout. And yet, they still said, yeah, we're going to include this anyway. It's like, huh? Hey, I'll say my nephew didn't want a birthday cake with a character or theme this year since he's a big boy. Aw. Man, that is... It's like, I know there's a certain year where that starts happening, and it's like, man...
Psychokinesis to grab missiles and throw them back to make them
Still feels like it's still such like a... It's a passage of time thing where it's like, aw.
secure.
This is sad.
You don't want to be discovered. Be careful.
That is sad. I think there's like... It's like, it almost feels sad when it's like, you're kind of like, oh, you sure, man? And it's like, aw. I get that. I feel like I feel this is another one of those... Shit, I would like a character-themed cake for myself. Let's make the cake look nice. Yeah. I feel like my thing is that the thing I usually do for my birthday is I usually get a cake that is like, it's, you know, plain Jane, but it's like, it's chocolate, and it's like... But for me, the main crux of it is that it's just like, I've had chocolate cake for my birthday since I was 2. Like, it's been the thing that's like, it's birthday thing. Like, I almost don't eat chocolate cake when I'm, if it's not my birthday, I'm like, what do you mean chocolate cake? What does this mean? Like, how? But, I feel like themed cakes would be more fun as an adult, because then you could be like having fun with it. I don't know. I feel like if I were to get a themed cake at this point, I'd probably... I feel like I'd want one with like Raymark 2 from Custom Robo Arena on it or something. I don't know, that'd be funny. That would be fun. Just like this robot, just like having robots on the cake. Just like, I don't know, man. A Genie. Oh, are you right? Is the game still on sale right now? I don't... It was on sale for 40-some% off recently, and I think it might have just recently... Phoenix Wright Objection Cake. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, that'd be even better. I'm trying to... I know that for those who are looking for a sale on Red Genie, the Steam Spring Sale, full price right now, by the way. Ah, I see. It's full price. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, but the spring sale, the Steam Spring Sale, it is. I do know that it's going to be a large discount. So if full price is too much right now, it will be on large discount later.
That was easy.
I do wonder. I will say that 12 USD is still a good price. I'm going to veto the topic that came up in my brain because I remembered something that I was told when there's an event there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to. You know what? I don't need to deal with that because it was a whole mess. But apparently that price is too much for my first game, according to somebody, and I didn't like that. That sentiment feels very it felt charged, given that I did not give them a free review copy, so they pirated my game instead. Anyway, you know what? I need to stop. It's gonna make me angry, and when I get angry, I know that I start playing games in a way that gets way too ruthless, and it's like, nope, just let it go. It's already done. It sits in the back of my head like a dormant monster. It's like in the back of my head, there's like that little piece of raw, unadulterated anger, and it's like, don't touch it. I have to tell myself, like, just settle down, buddy.
No other way.
Slow it down.
I guess I've got to break down the door.
But I did try to, I have been trying to like make sales regularly though, because I know that, like, the thing is that I know that people really want to play the game though, so I'm like, question, will you plan to release the music on Steam as DLC? I probably should. I haven't figured out, I need to figure out how DLC works on Steam, because I have not really, I need to look it up. I need to look up how to do soundtracks for DLC. If I can, I would like to. I need to figure out how to price that though, because the soundtrack on Bandcamp is $1 a song, and I'm trying to figure out how to, I'm trying to figure out how best to price it and make it available to everybody in a way that is accessible for people to get and has, you know, sensible and logical pricing. Like, the work itself, it's just like, okay, yeah, just put the files up and then, yeah, you just download it. But I would like to, I do need to figure out how to make that work. Oh, Silver has grinding now. Did he have grinding in the original?
I can't attack enemies I can't see. I'll have to wait till they show themselves.
I did that open. But, I do want to, if I can. If I can help it, I would like to. I would reduce the price on the soundtrack since they would have to own the game to get the game first. Yeah, exactly. So I would reduce that. That makes logical sense. Whee. Man, that is a really fast level. Yeah, so I'll figure something out though. I think I would definitely like to take a look at how other games do that and, you know, try to make a similar deduction. Like that same idea. And the nice thing is that if people say, hey, this is too much, or hey, this is, I think you could, you know, charge more, I can, like, that feedback is directly available, so I can ask about it. So that's nice. I think that's pretty good. It's one of those things where I'm definitely happy that I have this direct. I think the fact that I have a direct forum where somebody can say, hey, I think this needs changing, and somebody can directly go and tell me, like, hey man, you should probably change this. It's like, oh, cool. Okay. I think that's the benefit of being a developer with a Twitch. It's like somebody can come in and say, hey, I found this bug. And I can be like, oh yeah, let me go, I can go take a gander real quick and see what's up. And I think that's very nice. Like, that's the kind of thing that is it's the boon of having this system set up. I'm probably gonna, you know what I might do, because I'm looking at the time. Looking at the time ahead might be helpful. Partners team soundtrack app already joined the Discord. Ah, I see. Thank you. I'm gonna need to take a look at that, because that's probably gonna be very helpful. Can I make that? No, I can't. No! I'm gonna have to take a look at that then. I did have something I did have some notes to talk about for the next game I plan on doing. Okay, what do I need to do to open this? Oh, doi. That's right. Symbol. That's actually harder to see with the filter. That's a little harder to see with the filter on. But the next game I'm working on will be, it'll come after, I have one more book I want to do before I start the next game. Mainly because I just want to finish up a plot thread that I started with it's Green Walker's, essentially Green Walker's sequel. Though I want to write the book in a way that even if you haven't read the first one, I want to make it so that you can still pick up this one and say, oh, I just, you know, I know what happened before, but it shouldn't be, I don't want it to be necessary to have to have bought both. Like, I want this story to still stand alone. Even if the two do follow each other, like, you know, continuity-wise, it's like, oh, I still want people to be able to pick this book up and it should still be a complete story on its own. I don't know, I'm not a fan of... It's one of those things that stopped me from really getting into the... Or there's a little subculture Reddit where all they do is live off ramen. Okay, Conquest. Unrelated, but thank you for letting me know, because that is very confusing and interesting. And perturbing at Thank you for letting me know, because that's I'm gonna need to look into this later. But I don't know. It's like I'm not a. It's like with because there's Brandon Sanderson, fantastic author. All of his there are so many of his books are you have to start from the beginning of the beginning of his stories, and then work your way forward. And he has like a body of literature that's like 30 plus books, and they're all interconnected. And it's like, dude, how do you begin reading these? Like, I started reading Eye of the World, which is his first book in the my brain just turned off what the series is called, but it's like his mainline fantasy series. But holy crap. Wheel of Time. Yes, Wheel of Time. My god. I was reading it while I was going to psych classes, and it's like, I don't know why it didn't stick in my head. Wheel of Time. And that is not all his. Yes, that's right. No, you're right, because no, it's not Brandon Sanderson. Who was it? It's something Jordan, I think. I'm really lost on it, but I know Brandon Sanderson's on, like, he's continuing it. I remember that. I just remember that was, oh, that's right, it's this. Robert Jordan, yes, okay. I apologize for getting that wrong. It's been a while since I've read the books. Because I was reading the first book when I was still going to psych classes, which is very weird place to be reading those books, to be honest. It's very bizarre to be reading those books in a psych class. But yes, I have 3 signed books of the Wheel of Time signed by Sanderson. Wow. I think it's just also impressive. What is this? Psycho knife by holding the B button. Whoa. Do I go back now? I think I do at least. There are switch balls. I thought I hit them all. Did I hit them all? Missed them? Oh, I missed them. Okay, hang on. Let me go back. Heck. Thank you, Hecko. Did I get them? Oh, wait, this. This. Yes? No. Switch ball. Switch ball. Okay, these 2 are done. Okay, I got them all. Okay. I guess I did hit them. I didn't remember hitting them though. I was kind of like, wait. I didn't remember. I did not remember. But, okay, we were in here. We did this. Where do I go now? Where do I go now? Wait, is it that one enemy in there that's causing me issues? Hang on. The filter is messing with us a little. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. I think the filter, like, it's a cool idea, but I think it's throwing me off in certain ways that I'm not familiar with. Okay, there it is. Holy crap. All right, here we go. Ooh. But I'm like, my brain just left it, but left my plot thread. But I think it's something that it's more of a personal complaint on my end that I prefer that if you pick up a book, you should be able to read it. You should be able to get a complete story and be able to read that book without needing to have additional context on hand. But that's a personal philosophy thing. Like, obviously I do get the Discworld. The appeal of that is it's such a massive body of literature. That's like I totally get it. And no, you just met. Oh, I mentioned Discworld just as you say that. But like, I get that though. I do understand though that, like, I'm not gonna say that like, oh, making tons of books in a sequel is bad, because that's not the case. It's more that for me personally, it's more of a personal desire of wanting to write, of how I want to write my books, is that I want every book to be able to be picked up and you can read it without having to have gotten other ones. Like, it's nice. It's like you kind of get extra Easter eggs and fun stuff if you do, but not required, you know? Just not required. But To go back in the conversation a few steps, because I've been skipping around in my own conversation a little bit here. I mentioned it because I was talking about my next game, and because I was gonna say something about it. I do know what I'm doing for my next game. However, I also know that some people might not be into it. I kind of have this understanding that this is going to be like, even for Red Genie's tone, I think this one might be a jump. I think this one might be a jump because I want to do a horror game, kind of in the vein of a video game equivalent to the book series Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, where these stories could be tangentially related. Oh, I just whiffed. I just whiffed. I just hard whiffed that. I don't know why my brain said, listen, I don't know where that is, but miss. But, I wanted to do something like that, but I also realized that a lot of my ideas of horror are 24 main books, 23-ish side books. Yeah, no, this world's huge. This world is huge. It's insane.
Was this underwater?
Oh, God. Oh, no, we're good. Hey. But I kind of had, I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I could do horror. I think that'd be fun. And then I realized that my proclivity in horror is like terrifying. I don't know if people are really ready for the level of like, because it's like I have to tell myself like, yeah, man, just take off your usual inhibitors when it comes to storytelling, because usually I have a fair bit of tone armor in between like the reader, like my readers and my players and the game. Usually, I think Red Genie did push this a little bit where I was toying with some of these ideas, but I find that Truman Show is a horror movie. I can understand that. That is very bright. That's right, the lasers. Oops. Ah. It's fine. But I do think that my understanding of horror is like I think my tolerance is higher than I think most would, like, in terms of content matter. It's like I'm gonna have to be very conscious and aware of what I do and why I'm doing it, you know? So I'm probably going to be entering quite a strange state when I start working on it. But we'll see, we'll see. But I do hope I guess I hope that people are able to enjoy the horror game.
That was easy.
I do hope that it's I do hope that I'm able to fulfill the thing I want to do with it. Also, I will say, holy crap, we've been we have basically zoomed through what took us a month, like 16 hours in total, roughly.
Right away. Leave it to me.
Like, this took us 16 hours in total to do all this in the last episode. Whereas we've played through all these levels in 3 hours, roughly.
Man, the staircase is damaged.
Which I find this fascinating, because I think a lot of it, I will say a lot of it might be the loading screens, but
I can
still.
manage this cage with my power.
It still feels like, man, this is quite the difference in time in terms of the level and the... Never saw that movie, but isn't that movie real life? The Truman Show. The Truman Show is a guy who is he's basically like, it's Jim Carrey. He's like basically held in a perpetual sitcom set, and he's just up there. Holy crap, what is happening? Wait, how does this level work? Where am I now? I have to find out where I am. Whee. Down I go. There we go. Do stuff. He's an actor for eternity. Essentially, like, basically he's just held there because he was like literally, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember that he's held there in perpetuity. You also have a better idea of where to go and how to get there. Yeah. I do think that the level layout is a little bit better. I do think that I think some of this is better. I think Silver's campaign is probably the most, it's the biggest show of force that this team has right now. I do think that's true. Alrighty, and then down here, grab rings. I only needed a little bit, but we're good. Brain's working on something really quick, but oh, yeah, nuts and bolts. Ah, that one was just a dumb whiff. That's my bad. Meh. That one's just me being silly. I get rid of them. Jump. And I go.
I might be able to levitate that spring.
That spring scared me. I don't remember the Truman Show's plot all that well, though, because I've only seen parts of the movie. I haven't gotten to see the whole thing yet. Again, I think my inability to sit and watch movies is kind of almost legendary at this point.
I think I could knock that structure down.
We have a series after this.
Building's crumbling. Let's clean up.
That depends, because technically we have one ready in case. Like, in case nothing else comes up, I have one I have, like, my back pocket one. But that is much more the only downside is that it's, like, I have to make sure that because I have to make sure I know what I have available. My brain just turned off for some reason, but essentially I feel like I just need to really... Okay, how does this work? Because I have, if we have no other... Basic premise is that Jim Carrey cares Livy's life, but it's all televised 24/7 without him knowing. Yeah, that's basically it. But in terms of a series for Wednesdays after this, we don't have one officially set. It's basically just, unless something gets redeemed that I can reasonably do, it's probably going to be Pokemon Battle Revolution. Because I did have that set up. It's set up so that if I need a series, we could do one more stadium style game. Which is mostly just in case we did. It's more of a just in case we need a series thing rather than strictly being like guaranteed. Essentially. Though I have been doing some prep work off stream in case I need assistance dealing with some like certain tournaments in that game. Because I did find out that apparently doing it with rentals only can be hard. Okay. And oh yeah, so that's guaranteed. That's a guaranteed jump. That's interesting. And knock some stuff over. Maybe. There we go. But yeah, that's kind of the general deal. Otherwise, it is open for redeems, I will say. It is open, it's just like... But I found there was a video by a guy who, I forget his name, but he did a well-informed video on whether you could do Battle Revolution with rentals only. And the general answer I got was yes, but it's difficult. And I was thinking, yes, like when we did the stadiums with rentals, we did Stadium 1 and 2 with rentals only, so... And it'd be a new Pokemon thing, because we haven't had a Pokemon thing in a while. So, but that will be up to the viewer discretion. Take these with me. Oh, Eagle. Bird. Save me from my sins. Yay. How do you feel about Shotgun Mario 64? Oh, is that the Mario 64 with the gun? I think that'd be more of a Sunday game, because I don't think it would be... I don't think that one would be long enough for me to really be able to get I guess that's one of those things that it's kind of an interesting point is what defines a series versus a Sunday game. Because I have done, yeah, bit gimmicky for a full show. Yeah, and it's like the main thing I usually look to when it comes to a full series is it's usually the length of the game, but I also look towards if a game has a certain amount of expected replayability. Like games that I would say something like, I think certain roguelikes could theoretically be turned into a series if the goal is to get to a certain ending, you know, as predefined, but I don't know if that's really true for a lot of them. Or for like certain games, I think that there's at in time. I don't know if I don't think I own that one.
Good job. I'll go on ahead.
I don't own that one. I need to get that one. What is it available on? Owie. You know, I should be using that psychic knife thing more often. I haven't used it. Shame, it is a good time. I mean, I just don't have it yet. I need to find out what it's on. I have heard that one's really good though. Need a box or something. There we go. I will say that there is one game that I've thought about doing because I never actually got to play it. I never got to play BioShock 1 or 2. I never got to finish. I never got to play them. I know my brother loves them. He played them. He played the crap out of them when we got them. I never got into them. I don't know why either. I'm not particularly sure why, but I know I at least own them. Windows, Mac, PS4, Switch, Xbox One. I probably could get it for Xbox, or I don't know. I probably want to get it for the Switch because it feels much more like a Switch game, at least in my mind. I don't know why.
Sonic, leave this up to me. You go after Elise. Okay, let's do this.
Oh god. Okay, how do I use the knife thing again? That's right, it's B. There we go. Oh, hey, we won. Sonic, you're supposed to run ahead. What the heck? You're supposed to run ahead, man. I'll have to look into that at some point, though. I'll let you know if I do get it.
Perfect.
I do also have... There is one game I'm trying to keep my schedule sort of clear for. I might need to put off Battle Revolution for it. When does it come out again? It was Princess Peach's Showtime. I have been keeping an eye on that because I did pre-order it. Because I got 2 Switch games for Christmas. What is your limit price on buying a box of cards? Like as in, like for trading cards? Well, I mean, kind of depends in a weird way. If I... Like, because on the one hand, I don't often buy boxes. Like, if I buy cards from a store, I tend to buy... Like, I buy... like, if I go to a store, I go once a week to my local game store because I go and play Commander. I play Commander once a week, which is really nice because it means, like, you know, I get to go play games and socialize, which is nice. And it also gives me a place to just, like... I just, you know, like... I think card games really keep my brain running on certain things because it's a part of game design that I feel more like a hobby than anything. Evolving Skies is $600 now. Would you buy that? Oh hell no. I do not. I don't even buy like full boxes anymore. Like I don't do that. Like usually what I do is once a week, if I have the money to do so, I allow myself to buy. Usually, if it's like not even once a week, usually it's once a month maybe. Showtime releases March 22nd, so any series that goes longer than 3 weeks would cut into that. True. How do we want to do that then? That is that's I'll have to think about that. But no, I usually only spend like the cap I've ever spent at a card shop was, I think it was like 1 booster box's equivalent, which I think like MSRP was like 180, and even that was like a really special occasion. So Yeah. What was the yo-yo game? I keep forgetting the name. Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I need to see if I have money. Unfortunately, I live up to something breakout. Oh, Penny's Big Breakaway. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Penny's Big Breakaway. Yes, that just came out from the team of Sonic Mania. I could look into that, maybe. Need to pick that up. I could look into that. I don't know, I could reasonably find a couple games on the Switch that could fit for 3 weeks. I'm just trying to think about that. Because that's... It is an interesting conundrum for me, because I'm trying to think about what games do I have that fit the criteria of it could fit within 3 weeks before we start showtime. Because I'm actually pretty uncertain. Oh wait, Princess Peach is showtime. It's a new game coming out on March 22nd. Apologies, I don't think I said it by full name all that much. It's the Princess Peach game. I pre-ordered that one along with getting the Super Mario RPG remake on the Switch for Christmas. I got it for Christmas because I was given basically given 2 coupons for Switch games, and then I was like, okay, I'll go get these on the Nintendo store, and I just went and got them. So it's like, eh. Trying to think, what game could I reasonably finish in 3 streams that would actually take 3 streams? You know what's really bad is in the back of my head I was like, force everybody to deal with Custom Robo, you should go play it, and I'm like, dude, that is barely gonna be 2, maybe 3 if I decide to go for like post-game stuff. I don't think that's gonna be enough time. I shouldn't have given myself that idea. Now I'm thinking about it. I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm thinking that Custom Robo is a good idea, and I'm like, dude, you can't finish that in 3 streams. Either it's gonna take 1 and you're gonna be mad, or it's gonna take 5 and you're gonna be mad. And true that when I wanted to ask was I did have something in mind, but definitely longer than 3 ways unless you want to stop midway. What did you have in mind though? Ah! My life savings? Here we go. How about Custom Robo GBA? Man, I would want to play the DS one, Arena. Ugh. Mischief 5, the Phantom Pain. Ooh. Here's the translation path. Oh, that's fun. Man, the Phantom Pain. Oh, that would be good, though. No. I really should deal with these enemies. No, wait, no. No, you're right. I feel like it's kind of... I feel like this brings into question something interesting that I haven't really thought about much since I started streaming, and it's mainly the fact that I don't usually do, like, in terms of longer form games, I don't tend to do, you know, like start stop. I don't tend to if I start a game, I usually play it until we finish it. In fact, that's been my general guiding rules. If I start a game, I have to play it till it's finished. It is described to me as pretty open sandbox, so it'll be dropped, but for completion it is long. Yeah, no, it is. It definitely is. I'm wondering, though, because... So I'm thinking about it, and it's like, okay, well, how would... I'm trying to think of how to... Try to think about it, because I'm trying to put that into perspective for like a stream, right? And for streaming. Because, like, it's starting it for 3 weeks, and then dropping it for another game, and then coming back. I feel like the worry I have is that I would forget important details unless I check stuff off stream. So I'd have to consider it. I think this is one of those... I've been exposed to a lot of Metal Gear videos lately, so it's on the brain. Oh, dude, a friend of the channel, TKNM, they do Metal Gear stuff they do a lot of Metal Gear stuff, and it's like, oh, dude, they cover so much of it. It's really cool. They are I consider them the experts because they are well versed. They got a Metal Gear podcast on YouTube. Yes, they do. Yeah, because TK and M, they do a lot of Metal Gear stuff, and they are very well they are very well versed in the knowledge. What does this do? Ah, platform. I do think that this area is a bit easier to traverse because it's a little brighter. More smoky than it is. Did a WWiki dive to find distinguish between all the snakes. Holy crap. Just holy crap, man. I'm trying to imagine doing that. They're very dedicated, but I know enough about Metal Gear to understand, but not enough to... I don't think I know enough to truly know. One of those things where I know the memes, and I know certain things. I know I've read up on Kojima's work because I actually have Kojima's book. I have the Creative Gene. Not there, but it's daunting from the outside looking in. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those series that I think if you're brand new to it, it can feel deeply confusing because it's like, dude, that is a lot to take in. But I think it's one of those things that once you take the time to understand what you're looking at, I think it becomes a little easier. I think especially because when a lot of people's first introductions to those games is being on the outside. Ow. Why is this... Wait, why is my brain not working? What do I do? Okay, turn that on. I think I just need to turn them on. Which is very different. But, is it... I will say, in the back of my head, when you said it is still dawnning from the outside looking in the back of my head, I did that thing... You know that thing when you hear song lyrics in your head? And you kind of just, like, immediately have a song stuck in your head when you hear it? There's a song by Oingo Boingo called On the Outside, and that phrasing is in that song, and it's I don't know, it struck me. Am I going nuts, or do I not understand what I'm doing? I've turned on the Orpal. It's very Urpal in here now. Are we good? Question, what do I do?
Concentrate your power on the light, and it will show you the way.
I did, old man. It's not doing anything. Please help. This is one video game donkey video where he truthfully and swiftly summarized the main storyline, and I revisit that a lot for the sheer confusion that it causes the comment section. Could be both. Ow. But I do think that thinking critically. Okay, question. Am I good? Have I opened the door yet, or am I losing my brain? Is my brain cell just not working? Okay, no, I'm just, my brain cell was not working. I understand. I'm very confused. I feel like that section always confuses me because I get lost very easily. That one, the room does not assist me. Truly. That's okay, though. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm trying to put together what... the next series might look like. I'm kind of... because... I don't want to just, like... I don't want to do the... There's a very easy and kind of lazy thing I could do, which would be just double up on Persona 3 until Showtime comes out. But it also feels like that would be kind of lazy. Like, even if it would work, it feels like... No, that... I don't know, that seems like... That doesn't seem like a fun idea. You know, it's like... Thursdays are for Persona 3. That's where it's supposed to be. That's where I put the Persona. Because I think one of the things is that it's one of those... The difficult thing is trying to find a game that scratches the itch of... It would have... You know, it interests people, and also... It's also just, you know, like something that I could, you know, talk about. Double up on one-shots. Perhaps. Might need to be. Personally, I would like for Persona to stay on Thursdays. That's fair.
Okay, let's move on.
That's fair, honestly. I get that. Ow. And enemies. Oh god. No, game, please. Game, please. I don't want this. I really don't want this. Eh. Meh. Ow. P3's gun thing makes me uncomfy. That's reasonable. Honestly, I feel like Persona 3 is a very... I think Persona 3 in specific is a very... Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want to say that it's like... I guess it would be an acquired taste, but it's more of a... It certainly feels like one of those... It certainly feels like the content matter and the story are very... Like, it selects for a certain audience, and I think that is reasonable. I think that's genuinely fair and reasonable. And I don't want... And I don't want to... I don't think I would want it to exit its space where it is. I wonder. Whee! Oh, wow, you can just skip that whole section. That's neat. Cool. The spring!
Let's go!
Yeah, there we go. That is a lot easier than it was in the other version.
All I have to do is take him down.
That's a lot easier to do than in the... That's a lot easier than the classic. That's pretty cool, actually. And around the corner, and in we go.
Good.
You know what? I'm gonna look up one thing really quick. I'm gonna look up one thing just to check. Okay.
That was easy.
Okay, so I did check something. So I checked something just because I was curious. Okay, so I'm gonna back up for a moment because we do have one extra level per character, it seems. Because we have an extra level per character. I'm just gonna show where they are really quick so I can talk about it. So we have one extra level per character, and that's kind of all we have right now for available to us with Project 06. But I did just look up. I looked up how long Custom Robo is because I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, if we're not doing,
Wait up, we're coming.
if we aren't doing a series that we're gonna start and stop, or we're not doing a like three weeks of one shots on Wednesdays. I did look. It says the main story takes 9 hours, but getting 100% in the game takes about 20. That also implies that you know, like I would guess that would also be if you don't know what you're doing, sort of thing, which I most certainly do. Which is that hubris? Maybe. However, if there's one game I do think I understand fairly well, I think it's Custom Robo. And I do not say that lightly. I think that's one game where my brain just has internalized enough data that I can pretty easily cook most fights. But I would say that would... I might need to make a poll for it. Like, I'll make a poll on the Discord, I think, because I don't know if the... I think that would be something that I would have thoughts on, but I'm like, yeah, I mean... I'd rather do stuff you guys want to see, so I can adjust and pivot as necessary. Ain't that and that's the lovely part of this. You'll need more Katamari in your life. I'm kind of surprised they took... I need to see if Reroll's still on the Game Pass. Oh, God. There we go. I do need to see if... I was not ready for that to explode. But I do think the... I do think I should check out... I should see if Katamari's on the Game Pass again. Because I do like that. It is pretty good. I had fun playing Reroll when I had the chance to. That's a good one. One up. Oh god, why did I make this jump? You fool! Oh, he just landed in the water. Have you played Reroll of We Love Katamari? I played Katamari Damacy. That was the one I played. I played that one's Reroll. That's the one I played. Ow. I am getting consistently bodied. Reasonable, but I think the thing with this with the Tails level with this level is it feels like it's I remember the Tails level with in the original game in Wave Ocean. It's just like there's something about it that feels a little strange. Not sure what it is though. I'm trying to like deduce what is confusing me right now. I think this one's mostly just because it's another instance though I think of like the enemies don't really matter because of how we're playing, so I think that's what's really causing me some like causing me a little bit of causing my brain to not just check not on Game Pass. Aw. Viceroy! Holy crap. Maybe this sub will help. Oh my. I actually got to hear my alert this time. Holy crap. How's it going today, Viceroy? Holy crap. Thank you so much for subscribing to the library again. 19 months in a row. Holy crap. 19 months. It throws me that... Holy crap, we made it. Oh boy. It's just insane to think about though. Holy crap. Oh man. That's wild though. 19 months. It's amazing that much time has passed. I think it's one of those things where how
you need to find 3 keys to move on.
How time passes for me, it feels very strange when I'm like, oh yeah, it's been 19 months, like, huh? How do you mean it's 19 months? Holy crap. Alright, let's find keys. I have to look around. How's it going though? Holy crap. Thank you so much though. I'm currently losing my mind a little bit with this game, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think what I've come to understand with this game is I almost feel like with Project 06 I should probably start putting my thoughts together, because I haven't really put down what I'm thinking about it, like in totality. I don't think this replaces the original Sonic 06, but I definitely feel like it. The things that it changes are fascinating. Some changes I think create it rather than. How did I do that? Like it feels like rather than fix the problem, it creates a new one with some changes. Not all. Because certainly some of the biggest changes they make fix a lot of what, you know, what could be classified as, you know, generalized issues in Classic 06. But I do feel like there are certain changes that kind of feel more strange than just flat good. Okay, where am I? Holy crap. Where am I? Man, these keys are just everywhere, huh? I saw that one. I saw that one now. Let's see. Oh god. Okay. I need to get higher. Holy crap. Whew. I haven't had much water today. I'm gonna take a moment and drink some water. I am very thirsty. Holy crap. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Hydrated. I didn't think about it until I didn't really think too much about it until we got to here, but I was when I sat and thought about it for a moment, I didn't realize how much I haven't had water today. Hello. Bombs. Okay. Now where is that other key? I saw it, but where is it? Oh god. Inside the box. I see. Oh boy. I'm kind of thinking that this game, it doesn't replace Sonic 06 original, but what it does is it showcase. I think it's a great showcase of the potential of not the game itself, but what happens when you can take someone's mistakes, you learn from history, and you apply those lessons practically. Because I think this is a great example of taking the lessons learned from the failings of the past, and you apply it, and you take those ideas and you actually put it to practice. Like, okay, well, this is what was wrong with it. So how about we actually try these changes? How about we actually try making those changes and making the game the way that we would want to have seen it, and see what happens, you know? And I think that's very neat. Because it doesn't nullify that Sonic 06 Classic exists or that it happened. It's almost more that it understood what happened and made a proof of concept that nowadays, if something like that project had been undertaken, it would have turned out much differently. I don't think it changes that. I don't think it really changes that, oh, the game would have done better. It would have been exactly like this if it had been given more time. It's like, no, I don't think that's the case. I think it would have been I think it would have been more stable, but it wouldn't have been this. Oh, I learned a new button. Holy crap. Viceroy, I hope you didn't get caught in ads. I really hope that doesn't happen, because I don't... Oh, I have to hit all the enemies. Whew. Blaze is very fast in this game, though. God, she turns into a Beyblade. I do like the Beyblade option. Beyblade option is pretty sick. Whoa. Also, this being a nighttime level is kind of nice. I don't think they did that with her in the other version, I don't think. I don't remember this being nighttime. I do find it funny that she follows the track verbatim. Oh, the boats. Ow. Jumped right into that one. Oh god. No game. Alright. Oh my god, wait, I haven't hit a single checkpoint this whole time? How did I miss one? How did I miss every checkpoint known to man? I somehow missed every checkpoint known to man and just missed. I do think that the fact they implemented the unused voice lines is a very nice touch, though. Oop, okay. There's a checkpoint. Ah. Would like to get up there, please. Okay, nope. Need to find... Is there a way up? Oh, there is. There is if you cheese it. There is always a way up if you cheese things. I think this is a fantastic... There is a... I'm gonna have to go find the link again for Project 06. I'm gonna make sure that in the VOD that the link to this project is available, because I feel like people should try it if they can. Because it's like I have my I made my statements about the level design, because I think the fact that the levels are mostly, they're pretty much unchanged from the original, and I think that that's interesting. But I think that with the changes to the characters, slight modifications to mostly just making the levels a little bit bigger to compensate for the speed difference would be my recommendation. But not like massive differences, but just making it so that the speed of the character, the speeds of the characters doesn't nullify the level design. I think that's much more a personal that's more a personal take than anything. So, you know, it's like, eh. But as a fun platformer to just go try out and see what happens, honestly, you can have a fun time with this. I think it's a great way to spend an afternoon. Certainly. I think the only downside is that currently the story isn't implemented, but this is an ongoing project, so I imagine that at a certain point they will end up doing it. So that's good. So we'll see how it goes going forward. I don't think I was supposed to dodge that. Whoa, okay, that... I was not expecting to get through that. Whew, okay. I need to stretch a little bit. Oh, boy. Oh, the sub did help, though. My brain power went right back up. Holy crap. Oof. Oh, okay. Had to stretch because
Can't complain.
had to sit like. Hey, I think the only downside with having a job that really requires you to be at a desk is that it puts a crick in your neck. Eh? Thanks for playing. Oh, because I played all the levels. See you next time. Well, holy crap! There we go. we got the credits as a single page. That's crazy. So we did play everything that's available right now. So we did finish. We finished Project 06. But with time to spare. Yes, we did, which I feel very confused by. It feels a little bit confusing for once to have the game with time to spare. Are there any levels that we would like to see again, or do we wish to... We only have 40 minutes, so I don't know if we have enough time to really... We could swap to something, but I don't really know what to swap to. Kind of one of those, I could very easily go find something, but that feels like a... It feels kind of bizarre. So if there's any levels we want to see again, we could check it out. I think I'll open it to chat. Does anybody want to see a level in specific, or a character, or like a certain, like, I guess the key thing is if there's any other Easter eggs we could go find, maybe we could go do that instead. I don't know. Let me go see. We saw chaos, so do we have any other Easter eggs? Oh, there's only the chaos one, so that I'm finding. I see. So the chaos one, it seems to be the big one. That seems to be the big Easter egg. But because I'm down to, I can play more. I think the platforming is definitely. I almost wonder. This is kind of a weird thing. I kind of wonder if the developers. It's mostly just because I want to see if they can prove if I'm right or wrong. I'd almost wonder if in their dev space, if they made any extra levels, like, because I know they definitely have dev space, like dev levels for just testing out ideas. I wonder if they could do something sort of like what Frontiers was doing, where they have like the simulated worlds levels. I kind of wonder if they would consider making levels just to test out layouts and see if they could make them work with the speed they made. Like, more as a programming exercise, and maybe because people might find that interesting. The one I'm thinking about, weirdly enough, is just seeing Sonic Rush levels in 3D. Like, with Blaze in the game, I kind of wonder if he would ever consider making Sonic Rush levels in 3D just as like a flex. Or or like Sonic Adventure 2 or 1 levels in engine. So I think that would also give the chance to see, okay, do these character designs work in other contexts, or do they also have, or are there things that would like hitch? I don't know what to do right now. I think I might just replay the one I'm kind of side-eyeing a little bit is replaying Crisis City again as Sonic. I don't know why. I kind of want to replay Crisis City. I will replay Crisis City while I'm thinking about it.
Shadow, don't be late. You're talking.
But I think that this fan project is really cool. And I it's one of those things where like there are changes that they made that I wouldn't have thought of, because I think with how the characters are designed, like how this team did the characters, I kind of fathom that the levels should have also been changed. But I also respect the vision that they had, that it's like, okay, well, the levels we don't want to touch that much. We want to fix the things in the levels but not change them. But it's a character focused fixing session. And I think that's a fair thing to do. Ow. And I think it worked. I think it worked very well. Because I don't think I'll, like, after this stream, I don't know if I'll play much more of this. It's more of just a personal preference thing than anything, but I also think that this is a pretty hefty amount of work to make something like this, so I think that's very cool. I do think that there is a bit of a focus on graphical fidelity, which I think is good, but I don't. This is far more personal preference than anything. It's because for me it looks really pretty, but there's a certain level where it's like, yeah, it's pretty enough. But then again, I'm more on the gameplay side of things than the graphics side. I think that graphically a game isn't defined solely by its look. So I think this game playing very well is what is its greatest strength. Whew. I do like that Crisis City feels very smooth. I think this is also because Crisis City's level design in general was really well polished. Because it feels like Crisis City was one of those levels that the original Sonic 06 devs, really put a lot of time and effort into making sure it worked very well. Because it was kind of like the big E3 showcase item. And I think that's very cool. And the fact that is even stronger a feeling here, that's really nice. Because this level is very clearly one of the strongest ones in the game, just in totality, so. I think the fact that still is shown here is very cool. Ew. Oh man, that felt like that feels so satisfying, you know? It's like that is really cool. I do think also that there is one weakness for me how I stream games that I think Sonic 06 and by extension this game would be privy to, is that I sight read levels a lot, where I usually end up seeing a level once or twice, maybe 3 times maximum if I'm, you know, if I really mess it up. But I'm more often than not, I'm actually not seeing a level more than a couple times, so I'm not wearing in the muscle memory and getting good at a level. Which is a very different feeling than when you play a game a bunch of times in a row and you play a level a lot and you get really good at it. And you build up this, you build up a skill for it. Ow. That's fine. I have a ring.
Here comes a billboard.
I think once you play a level a couple times, I think that you build up some real muscle memory for it, so... Because this is very... Because that was a lot better than my first time playing it. And I think that that's something that I don't often get to see on stream is repetition, and through repetition, getting improvement. Some games I do. I think... I guess funny enough, a lot of the turn-based RPGs we play on stream have that come up pretty regularly. But that's mainly because of how RPGs ask you to, because fighting is a lot of fights you end up building up muscle memory through playing and testing out smaller fights and learning how to fight and then putting that together for a test. Whereas with platformers, the level itself is a test, and sometimes it's introducing new mechanics, so you have to put those together in order to finish the level. Whereas RPGs, you can kind of... You build that up with, like, just... It's more methodical, patient. Let's see. Hey, I'm uncertain what to do now.
Let's get going.
Does anybody have a level they want to see, or,
My real power.
I guess we could end early, but I'm like, eh. I don't know. I'm very weird about ending early for some reason. It's like my brain says, but it says 7 to 11. It's they should expect a 4-hour show. It's like a weird thing. I don't know. It's like, oh, I ended early, but it's like if somebody came in at 11:45 or something, they're like, oh, it says he should be streaming, or 10:45. They're like, it says you should be streaming still, and it's like I'm not. It's like, oh. You know what? Actually, wait. I should do Sonic's Radical Train. I did not do well on Radical Train last time. At least not as well as I want to. I wish to see if I can do better.
Sonic, shouldn't you save the train before chasing after me?
I was drinking water. I'm so used to Sonic 06 load times.
I better go help. Gotta hurry.
I'm curious to see how I can do this level now that I know what I'm doing. Wonder how to get an S rank easily with this one. Maybe I'll find out.
I better hurry up and cross this scale.
Up. Up.
Does this conveyor change direction?
Oh god. Up. Oh god.
I've got to get ahead and help the train.
Sonic's momentum is just confusing me right now. I don't know why. It throws me for a loop how fast he can move. Whee! I think it's because Sonic's acceleration is different. It's not quite faster 100%, but it's definitely a different acceleration speed. It throws me sometimes. Up. Okay, and out we go. Man, it's insane how much faster you can go through a level, though, when you know what you're doing. Is normally with platformers, when you're, especially, I think streaming, especially when you sight read, you don't have the luxury of practice, which can be a bit difficult. Because practice can really make a difference.
Lisa's train is
Because you're not having to work through surprises in the same way. You know what's another one I'm thinking about that I think is kind of striking me in terms of how different it felt when I was sight reading it versus how I had to practice the area. I don't know how many people present right now would have seen this stream or this like mini series. Ori and the Blind Forest. When I streamed that, I had to deal with quite a fair bit of
Lisa on board?
the last the finale section of that you have to platform through with the crow. It is probably one of those sections of gaming that I remember well. One, because it's scary as shit, but also it's rather difficult on a first read because you have to
Police, hang on.
you have to work with the level in a way that is not, it's not immediately evident every time because your reflexes have to be on point if you want to do it first try. It is very scary. It's really cool, but it's quite a jump.
Just ate it.
And I think that's a great example of something like that happening where you have something where it's like, oh yeah, sight reading this is really hard, but if you play the game a bunch of times through and you practice and you learn it, probably becomes a lot easier. Alrighty. I'm a little lost on what to do because we have finished everything and I don't really know what levels I'd want to play again. So, what do I do now? Do I have anything? I don't really have the TV setup for streaming. Because I have like a TV setup for console streaming, so how do I want to do this? Should probably also find out what I have available. That would also be helpful. I think that would also help a fair bit. Actually, wait, what else is in the extras? Game room. TGS Sonic. Test stage. Oh, they have a test stage. I should take a look at it. Random text here. Whoa. Holy crap. Let's see. I switch card. Oh, you can. Oh, that's cool. Okay, this is very interesting. Climb walls? No, you can't. This is fascinating. Wait, what the? What is this? Oh, they're grind rails. Oh, it's a flat texture to test the grind rail functionality. I see. It's very cool. Oh my god, he made a... Look at this little loop. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. That's a big skybox. Look at this. That's crazy. Whoa. Water. Oh, you can stand in this water. Oh, that's cool. This is an interesting level for sure. Look at this Unity engine asset. Look at it. It flies. What is it? Oh, it's the reflection. It's using the reflection shader. It's so they can test the ball thing. Oh. That's very cool. It's really interesting seeing the test thing as it is. What the heck is this area? This is the test stage. This is something that the devs used. This is clearly an area that they use to test mechanics and stuff in game. So they built an area in engine in order to test mechanics. Yeah, I can see here. Look, they have all the different boxes here. They have like, ramps. I see. So this is I saw this in the extras section of the game. So this is an area that they were using for development. That's very cool. Uh-oh. I fell. Start over. Start over. But this is actually a pretty common thing for devs to do in 2D or 3D, is to have a test room for testing mechanical things. Like, essentially, this is an area specifically meant to test out the mechanics of like items and power-ups and physics, like some of this stuff. Like, look at this. Whoa. Like, look at all this stuff. Like, they just have all this crazy stuff. Bitch. Bitch.
No.
I have no... Oh, that's right. I have no rings. This is really cool, though. Are there any secrets in here? I wonder if the chaos model's in here somewhere. Because it seems to have every asset in here, so... I'm curious now. I'm gonna go look around. I'm gonna go see if I can... I see that teleporter. I would like to see if I can figure out how to get there. I see there's a warp thing over here, so I'm gonna go see if that works. Whew. I'm curious if there's any secrets in this place. I won't be too upset if there isn't, but I'm gonna go hunting for secrets. Call me the game theorizer. The game thunker. Let's see. Open this up. In we go. What? Oh. What the? What the hell is this? What am I looking at? Oh, it's a test track. Eh. This is kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, they just have a Gmod looking test track out here. That's sick. Back can I go? That's very cool. I like that. That was close. Yeah, it really was. What the? What the? Oh yeah, this isn't creepy. What? Huh. Oh, there's a gold ring. Is it bad that this is giving me like major you shouldn't be here vibes? Like, something about this entire thing makes me feel like I should random text here. Oh, man. For some reason, I just remembered, man, I just remembered Sonic.exe. Like, it came to the back of... It just, like, came back to my brain like a vision of the past. Not sure why, either. It just kind of, like, returned to my memory. Back when making everything violent was the style of the time. What the? What is that? Okay, that's pretty fun. Somebody clearly was having a bad time making this work. Okay, what is this? Oh, E3 version Crisis City. What the? It's the E3 version of Crisis City? Interesting. Actually, I just realized, how is this available? Okay, I'm gonna quit really quick. I want to go back really quick. I want to see what else. Test stage, UI customization, upgrade models, E3, Xbox Live Arcade. Okay, I want to go back to the test level. I want to look around a little more, because now I'm very curious. I'm very intrigued by what is available here. Let me go turn into Tails. I might be able to get to where I want to go if I turn into Tails. Where's Tails? Tails! Tails the fox. Oh, they have the Sonic with Elise is a separate character. Well, that's funny. It's interesting that they even built that as like of course it makes sense that it'd be a separate asset, but it's funny that it's a whole different character. That's interesting. Okay, let's see if we can get over to. I want to get over to that oblong. I wish to see what that warps me to. The oblong concerns me. Figured I'd go over with flight because I know that it works. It just works. Whee! Where did this send me? Ah, it sends me right here again. Okay. Start over again. Section. Or no. Start over stage. I'm very intrigued by all of this. Because I think the only thing that's making me go like, oh, I would imagine that Chaos has to be here somewhere for some reason. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with finding Chaos Zero in this area. But I think it's because I think that, okay, well, if every asset is in here, that like all the custom assets are in here, then it would stand to reason that Chaos would be here too. Because we saw him, so that's why I'm curious. Oh, what's down here? Uh-oh. Huh. I feel like I went further down than the skybox intended. Interesting situation. Oh god, it's Urple. What's up with the Urple here? This place is very Urple. Okay, let's quit. Okay. I have seen what I wanted. I am satisfied. I feel like that was quite good. Okay. I think I am gonna end a little bit early, I think we have seen everything this game has to offer. And I think at this point I am okay. Ooh, okay. So, this week is, let's see. Thursday, tomorrow, we have Persona 3 Reload still. And tomorrow is the leap day. It's the 29th. So I imagine that our luck is either going to be really good or really bad. We'll find out at the beginning of stream, probably. And Sunday we're playing the 51. We're playing Clubhouse games, the 51 Worldwide Classics. We're doing the 51 Clubhouse Games challenge. So my goal will be to beat every single game, to win a game of every game on Clubhouse Games. That is the objective. 51 different board games of high renown. That is the objective on Sunday. So, thank you all for coming by. Thank you to everyone who came by to stay to the end. Brain is working. This is really good. I am gonna make sure that in the description that this is it's directly available, because I think people should check this out if they can, because it is a lot of fun. I recommend a controller because it's a PC release. I do recommend a controller that's PC compatible. This game definitely, it behooves you to have one, so I think that would be good. Okay. I'm going to throw up the screen blocker. Just because I am going to pop open, and I think I am in a raid today. That was Steam. Open Steam like a fool. Okay. So let's see. Who's on right now? Who's on that I know? I see. I think I know where I'm going. Alrighty. Well, now whenever I see you guys next, goodbye for now, and thank you so much for coming by. I'll see you soon.